see as we come online here.
Oh, let me go. Look for the Iggy when I start calling on the Twitch spot.
Yeah, for sure. I'll have my Facebook
I'll
up.
be watching the chat room.
To add to your story there, Sal, there's also minutes missing from Eyes Wide Shut that no one's ever seen.
Oh, yeah, there's like 27 minutes.
Yeah.
But y'all infidels, that's right. Conspiracy Horseman, twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman. I'm sure you just got the notification. We'll see who's first to the chat room. Here it looks like Skylin's in here. Devious 615, our good man Abe Pash, who's always a big supporter, and Citizen Slim as well. Y'all, everybody, appreciate you guys being the first to the dance here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman 1-year anniversary show, infidels. It's been a great year with all these guys getting to do more than we ever thought we could with it already. And, it's just because you guys have been supporting us so much on everything we do, from Pro Wrestling Tees to Twitch, even on YouTube, obviously, Hacker Hameen platform, Stevie Richards Fitness platform, and more shows coming out very soon. We're just doing it on all fronts. It's because you guys are hungry, our numbers are up, and we just want to say thank you on our 1-year anniversary. So no doubt about that right now, infidels. But that's right. So I figured out I went the wrong route. I got with a sick-ass click and went all out, rolling in MPVs every week. We made, you don't even know how many G's, but yo, infidels, respect, man. There go the Tech 9, blah, move from the gate now. Conspiracy rules everything around me. Cream, fuck the money. It's the Conspiracy Horseman, y'all. Y'all, and that's right. It's the 1-year anniversary with Greek God Papadon, Stevie Richards, Big Sal Allah, and Hacker Hameen here at hackerhameen.podbean.com. Y'all. 1 year. Yes, we're here, guys. It's a big night for us. We're super happy everybody's tuning in. Thanks a lot. And I'm not going to eat up all the airtime here. I've talked enough. I got to introduce all my co-hosts, my Conspiracy Horseman brothers. Big Sal, how's it going, man? Happy anniversary.
Thanks, man. Happy one to you guys. Fuck, this is it. I was just telling my wife, it doesn't seem like a year. Like it really doesn't. She asked me, she goes, "How long you been doing this?" I go, "I don't know, I think since January." So it's just like, yeah, I guess sometimes since January. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm awful with time and just.
You were kind of a little bit in and out when we were first getting things together, but man, you haven't missed a spot.
Well, I just I started the new job and everything was real shaky with that fucking shit. So then it was like trying to get when I could, and then I just finally put it down. I was like, check it out. Listen, I got to be gone on Wednesdays, and they went, all right. Fuck, okay, cool. I was like, all right.
Yeah, it's nice. I thought we might have to switch it to Mondays with the new Mark job for me, but it seems like Wednesdays I can work the 9 to 5 and get back. So, but yeah, I'm glad, man. Most improved player of 2018. Definitely, appreciate all the notes that you've taken and not even gone through all the research you've done, man. But the locker room's always better when Big Sal's around. Everyone I've ever met in wrestling says that. So it's just how it is. And live from New York, it's the man himself with the baldy, not to be undersold by anybody here because he's not selling anybody's shit anyway. So what's up with my man?
You want me to sell? You got to pay me.
the man himself, Greek God Papadon. Happy anniversary, buddy.
Happy anniversary, guys. It's been 1 year strong, 365 days, 52 weeks, 12 months, but one thing stays the same. We will bring you guys the best podcast about free thought, enlightenment, conspiracies, whatever label you want to put on it. At the end of the day, you're just going to get truth from us, and we're always going to give you guys what you want, and that is entertainment guaranteed.
Awesome, man. And they're saying you're actually most improved player, which we'll get into some of the greatest botches and greatest moments in a little while. But I don't. And you guys both stepped your game up so much as this thing started to round it out. I just want to say thank you for that to both of you. And the guy who is nimble with the gimbal, he's
Gimbal with the gimbal.
he's one of the backbones of Hameen Media. I appreciate all he's doing, putting out so much content, health, fitness wise, locker room wise, talking to you fucking marks, and and obviously the Conspiracy Horseman, man, and that's my man, big brother Stevie Richards, man. Thank you so much for this year.
Oh, same here. I wouldn't have picked a better way to spend Wednesday night or the other 6 days of the week or 6 nights, knowing that I'm not the craziest motherfucker in the world and I'm not alone.
Yeah.
That's pretty much good. By the way, just talking about how this thing has grown, not only in the past year, but since we've been on Twitch, we kicked off with 50 people in the chat room. It's been hovering between 46 and 50, and that's steadily growing. So more and more people that we see in the chat room means more and more people that are actually thinking for themselves, or at least opening up their ears and their minds.
Absolutely.
To see if they can make their own conclusions on based on what they find. So really promising. It's moved a lot quicker, because how many years have all four of us sat in the locker room or sat across from people or at family functions, right, Sal, and said, nobody's going to get this. Nobody's going to ever wake up. And now, just in a very short time, we're affecting people. And now everything even happened with Alex Jones and stuff. It's almost like there's an opportunity for us to actually step up even more and have more visibility, and then, be shut down.
Right.
And then be kicked off the air.
Somebody's got to take that spot.
Get over, and then we get shut down.
That's right, man. Gandhi way. Yeah, man. So to all you boys here, might as well do it right on this one here.
Hello, gentlemen.
Yalla. Cheers.
Oh, shit on shingle.
Thank
Chris
you. Thank you,
Kringle.
Costo, for the generic version of LaCroix. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Evan Williams, for smooth Kentucky bourbon.
Thank you, wrestling, for making him drink it.
Quick question though, Stevie, how do you feel about Atlanta?
Oh, God, man. Dude, there's no conspiracy. This place sucks. None. It's either you love it or you hate it, and it's not my pace. I think for guys like us, mountain home, someplace a little off the grid, maybe 100% off the grid, that kind of stuff is more for me.
Which takes us to our new sponsor, Bug Out Bags 2000. We want to thank, but no, we're not yet. We're looking for a
Look
couple.
at you, Patriots Supply.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. We're always on that fucking soul quest. No matter what we're doing or where we're at, man. You could feel it when we were in Colorado. You could feel it when we were at All Been together. And that's something I wanted to make mention of, too. We obviously bust whatever's left of Chris Envy's broken balls on this show from Dynasty.
Which one? Wait. Which pair? The one that bounced off his chin?
Either one, whatever you can get a shot on. But without that, I do got to thank Dynasty for all the times that they, Envy was a big supporter of this show and brought the fact that we do this through Skype and relate digitally to bringing us together, which allowed us to do the Ghost Hunter stuff, the Giant stuff. Before it was all four of us at All Been. It was a great build because it got to be Papa Don and I and Sal, or Stevie and I and Sal. So that was a nice little build within for all of us to get to see each other and work together, make a payday, and then really entertain the fans and try and take Dynasty to a new spotlight. So without this show, that wouldn't have happened, and without Dynasty, we wouldn't have gotten those opportunities. So we definitely got to make mention of that.
Shout out to them, but we did give them their biggest house, and they followed up by not bucking us and dropping the ball. But it's okay. And
no mercy out here. No mercy in this locker room.
We got 99% of the game, brother, because we earned it. We earned it.
Yeah, we earned it, man. I'm just saying, those are nice things that you've been in this game long enough. You can look back a decade and still pick out a moment or two that'll survive the test of time. And I think that night was that. So I just wanted to
Well, it's my favorite
it.
moment of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Cool.
All of us together doing the live show together. I thought it was sweet.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I thought we had a great match.
Yeah, I thought we did too, man.
Incorporated the new rule. The Dynasty gets your pay and the commission.
And then they canceled that rule immediately after that.
A couple things from the chat room says, how was Rocky Mountain Pro for you guys? Man, kids out there really worked their ass off. They got some people who are passionate about it. Unfortunately, we kind of walked in to a weird locker room situation right at the time that they were dealing with. So, we tried to pass on as much veteran advice as we could and pass the heat on where we could. But when we were doing the seminars, they were really with it. and they were hungry, and they got a big class of kids. I mean, there was like 22 people at our seminar. I think like 27 the next day at Al's. So they're hungry to learn, and they've got something there that hopefully they realize how precious it is to have that TV time, and that they use it wisely, and they don't spend their time on stupid shit, and they get the most out of that experience while they can.
Like taking neck breakers on cinder blocks?
Yeah, just like that. No one did that spot.
Power bombs over the fucking turnbuckle now?
No.
Fucking crap.
Stevie, what are you thinking, man?
Yeah, it was a good time. It was good to see Russo and spend time with him. It's
Absolutely.
a shame that the, some of the unnecessary drama and the fact that Vince kind of, Vince doesn't know his name card sometimes, as they say in Japan. He has to realize sometimes where he's at and how he has to kind of just no-sell certain aspects of the locker room, and just do business. So a lot of people in there, they have a good spot and a good place, and they're pretty much, monopolizing the market there with what they have with the company. But I just have a weird feeling if it can. Well, I know I've seen it before. If it continues this time next year when we do our 2-year anniversary, that company won't be around.
No, I hope it is, and I hope they get it right. And
me too. But it's a fast moving train right now.
What's crazy is we're in the Northeast, or even down the South, or even South and Mid-South in Chicago. There's all these indies. They're the only ones there. They got it cornered. So what you're going to do with it, or you're going to fuck it up to play politics. I just got to go to the chat room. Today has been a big day, you guys. Not just our 1-year anniversary, but, you guys, our fans, were hitting up Jericho because he just did kind of, satanic government show type stuff, a lot of stuff that we've covered here. And you guys hit him up to let him know what was what. And I sent him an invitation. He said, yeah, man, let's do it. So
saying that the fans hit him up,
yeah,
is like, it's kind of like saying, I got hit by a bus. Like they fucking, everybody was just,
yeah,
you put it out and you were like, yeah, let us know, and everybody was like, blah, and just fucking avalanched on them.
Well, even before
So,
that,
yeah,
it was like, like they before I even saw it, because they tagged me and they're like, you got to go on the Conspiracy Horseman and talk to these guys. And a couple people tagged us, and I was like, okay, put it out there, right? We'll invite somebody, and threw Stevie's name out first because the rest of them were like, fuck those guys. But he bid on
go
it.
to Target.
Yeah.
If I'm buying shit, I'm like Stevie Richards.
I did it on Amazon, and then shit didn't come.
Shit.
I use it on Amazon, they automatically get fucking taken. So
yeah, that's why I know Joe doesn't watch my YouTube channel or listen to the show, because if he did that, he would have sent in I got the email instead of the letter. The email is much more effective than having a letter. Did you see that segment? Joe came out and told AJ at the go home segment for SummerSlam that he got a letter, and he read the
from
letter.
a fan. He unfolded
a letter from a fan, like it was the old Pro Wrestling Illustrated Pen Pals edition, like.
And it turned out to be from Wendy Styles, AJ's wife, who wanted him to come home.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Damn, that's good TV.
Damn it. It brings a tear to my eye.
it reminds me when Piper was talking about Snook as kid.
100% letter. Who do you think wrote that segment? 100% a letter. Who do you think's behind that?
Vince.
Vince. It's like a letter.
A letter.
Hey, Vince, we have something called text and email.
Yeah.
No way.
It says...
They would have made him bring a laptop out to read an email.
Yeah. Sucks that Vinny Rue wasn't there from Bang Biscuit. Yeah, man, but we got to have lunch with him, and it was good. Last night we had a good show back on Realm Network. No $5 face slaps were delivered. We got to say what up to Brent Logan. Actually took the day off from work just so he could tune in today, and his girlfriend has banned him from talking about conspiracy theories now. So time to get a new girlfriend is what that means.
Yeah, man, tell her to go back in the kitchen and make you a sandwich.
Here's the real advice, not those things. Please don't do that.
GGC is a life coach, trained life coach, so you can take his word for law.
All you have to do is PayPal me at papadon595 at yahoo.com.
HackerHummy@gmail.com.
$24.95 a month, and I will teach you the lessons of life.
Teach her about the Mandela Effect. Quiz her on the Mandela Effect. That's how I got my wife when she was my girlfriend to come around to that, and she was very interested. By the way, is Low-Key still a life coach?
Oh, probably. I think he still is.
Yeah.
You're right. I can imagine Loki saying similar things that you just said, Papa.
What I want you to do is take your wife and make her go into the kitchen and make a fucking sandwich.
Strong. We're at 57 live viewers right now. I think we hit 60 once before, but that's awesome, you guys. Appreciate that. Twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman. But yeah, definitely hit, if anybody's standing in your way in this truth-seeking thing and you're just far beyond, you're just trying to wake them up, you know, I ribbed about that at the office, Mandela Effect thing that I had seen, and it started the whole ball rolling a little bit, and then they're going to fall down that rabbit hole themselves when they go home and YouTube stuff. I mean, last night Vince hit us up to let us know what he wanted homework for last night, and Stevie just said, look up the number 33. So he may not have slept since last night's show. He may still be.
Also, Brent Logan, let me give you some more advice. I've started doing this thing. I'm reading that Bang Biscuit. I started getting my wife to come around as usual. I hit her with the Mandela Effect. I have started wearing a Bob Orton style cast that I've named the Mandela Effect. And every time my wife is like, don't talk, bang, it's right in the face. And then when she wakes up, I'm like, we were talking about it and you just fell asleep. So I don't know what happened.
Okay, now he doesn't really do that. So
Allegedly.
let's remember. Let's remember.
Allegedly.
Let's remember the times we are living in. Just
Yeah, don't gun me down on this one, guys. See what I did there? Two ends.
Yeah.
That was strong. But yeah, man, all that's great, you know, karma this week, I feel like. And then I got to give a shout out to my my sales buddy there is Jimmy Long, James Long, a.k.a. the Kamikaze Kid, a.k.a. Paradise, who was great, Impact producer, did a lot of the Broken Hardy stuff, a lot of the stuff you're seeing now with Sammy and with Sue Young, these movie type things, and WWE hired him today, and I think he texted me he's on his way to NXT already. So that's a guy I came up with since day one in OVW. I think they arrived 6 months after me. And just an incredible artist, one of those dudes whose energy is just all over the place. He's kind of like a lit sparkler all the time, and people are just, you can't hold on to him too long. You're getting burned.
Hold on a second.
I just hope they can appreciate it and do something good with it. You know?
I think, dude, if you just let him, you give him one or two things with like carte blanche, he's going to take it to the next level, dude.
But that's exactly it. If they let him go.
Yeah,
if they let him do his thing, he'll be great.
Yeah, they should. Here to the Stooges who are listening, when that dude gets there, he's going to be one of the nicest guys you'll ever encounter, but stay the fuck out of the way of his genius and his madness, and he will give you something that you've never seen before.
he'll just keep on. If he's going to be successful, he'll just stay at NXT. The minute he goes up to that wasteland, it's over.
I'd love to see him do that, stay there, and even become a professor at Full Sail. Like, he's got so much knowledge to pass on as well. And an awesome dude, and engaged to Rebel, who's having a great year as well too. So a lot of good karma out there today.
Not Rockin' Rebel, who's having a horrible year.
He's having a tough one. Rebel Tanea, former Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, but an Impact star as well. So just wanted to put it out there. A lot of good things happening for us today. I feel real positive. Some days we feel pretty worn out and crushed from all the bullshit stories and all the weight of the world that we have to carry. We feel like we need to anyway, but today, South Central LA, today was a good day.
So your buddy who was working at Impact was doing such a great job that they didn't even freaking lock him in a contract or anything. They let him slip out of their fingertips.
I think that's kind of the way it is now, dude, of like, you're going to come here and you're going to try and do your best work so you can get to NXT. That's why Pepper Parks left, you know what I mean? So he's got that open-ended thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Cherry Bomb left soon. It's just getting you ready for that, and are you going to accept the contract when they offer it? Like, I'm sure Eli Drake wanted Boku Bucks, and maybe that's why he didn't go back, So he stayed with Impact until he can keep his value up or whatever. I think there's a lot of people, and I think at Impact, it's just kind of like that now. They're like, all right, we'll make somebody else who's going to work hard in that spot for 8 months to 24 months, and then they're going to possibly slip. You're going to see Kevin Matthews do it. You'll see Falaba do it. I'm sure all those guys.
Well, if anyone from over there is watching, I know a Greek wrestler who's very good looking, very marketable, and could fucking really work his ass off. So give me a call. Thank
Oh,
you.
I thought you were talking about Alex Chamberlain. I didn't know.
No, he's not Greek, but Alex can go too. Alex deserves it as well.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, right now, dude, Canada is stacked with guys who are like TV ready in ring shape, and
But they're not popping on, dude.
I know, but here's what I'm telling you of who's in charge and where the fucking company
know.
is. And when I was at Slammiversary, it was like 27 indie workers lined up against the wall in the VIP, dude. And like they're all just waiting. Who's going next? Who's getting the shot? Like it's like, and what's funny is it wasn't like that before Impact moved back, but now it reminds me of OVW and like the Wolf's Lair, you know what I mean? The Lion's Den of like everybody's fucking looking over their shoulder and smiling. Oh, I hope you get it. And fucking, oh, congratulations, bro.
Hey,
But
good
they're
luck,
all,
brother. Good luck, brother.
dude, they're all just pacing back and forth, hungry.
And all Demore's doing is, how can I use all this indie talent for free on my border city shows?
You got it. And that's exactly.
Everybody's got their own little scam going
dude.
on.
Yeah, dude. I've heard dudes who have been with them for a while, decades, who are like not getting what they thought they were owed, and boy, they are fucking pissed.
That's the problem. That what they're owed, what they think they're owed,
Right, is fuck all, right?
Well, but that could be what they were promised too.
Somewhere.
That. Nobody's owed it. Nobody's owed anything. But we know better than anybody, and we'll get back on kind of like our track too with this. We've learned over the past year or two, over and over and over again, that we have the talent and the skill to not have to count on anybody, not have to count on a production company or wait for History Channel or Science Channel, or when we wanted to be a little pliable and flexible with the content just to try to get the exposure so our people could see us. We learned really hard and fast that nobody has a fucking clue of what we're about better than we do. And we know what people want to see and want to listen to and the information that they want. We can't compromise that as time goes on. You know what I mean? Fucking hunting alien gold and all this bullshit. And, you know, it's just whatever. Like our ghost investigation and our Giants investigation that we did just that one weekend, well, I dare to say after it's edited and put together will rival anything that you see. It might not be as long, might not be a 44-minute or 22-minute thing, but the quality and the genuine, the how genuine it is, the authenticity of it is going to match up right with everything up there.
And for them to turn around and okay, if everybody were to get a job here, okay, and instead of saying, okay, I want all of you guys to do your own thing. Okay, Papa Don, we want you to act like Seth Rollins with your new character. Make it up, but it has to act like Seth Rollins. Stevie, you have to act like Right to Censor Stevie, like he used to. Ben, I want you to act like Roman Reigns. And Sal, you act like the Big Show. Nobody gets to be original. Everybody has to do something else that's already been done. And when they came to us and went, we want you guys to kind of be like a supernatural Oak Island, I went, oh my God. Now I saw it because I didn't see it before that. I didn't understand the digging and the bullshit that they were trying to push on the gold and everything. And I was like, and they're like, we want you guys to be an alien Oak Island. And I was like, that is fucking awful. That is goddamn awful. And it, like, to me, that's, you have all, you're paying, how much do you think those guys are making?
Oh, those Oak Island guys now,
no,
but
not even the Oak Island guys. The guys who are developing these shows.
who
don't have an original thought in their fucking head, and they're like, we want you to do what they did 2 years ago.
I heard the principals on like the gold miner shows are making $75,000 an episode now, like in season 6 to 10. It's fucking crazy, dude.
It's all, but these
well,
people
let me just start.
No, okay, go ahead.
Let me just catch you up, because we're talking a lot of behind closed doors shop right now.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Like we're Stooge. This is what the 1 year show's for. So, as you guys know, we went through an agent, went through a production company. Process was pretty decent, and then it started to, we do these conference calls and like, well, we're pitching you to History, we're pitching you to Discovery. They're both interested. And then we got the green light that Science Channel. Like, we got these other crazy show pits, shirts for Alien Gold in New Mexico and shit. But then Science Channel just wanted this, where we switch it every week, how we usually do. and they were all ready to book September 9th through the 11th to shoot the pilot. And then 2 days later, they had a budget meeting and cut all, future projects. So that's where we're at with that. Stevie's been working hard. Like you said, we're doing our own thing, and nothing's going to stop us from creating content. I do feel down deep, though, that no matter what we do, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, of these episodes, that it's going to lead to something bigger where when we step to the table, it really will be Stevie looking over the shoulder of an editor or editing himself, where we all have a producer credit. You can't count on anything till you book it in any entertainment business. That's just how it is. Till the fucking check shows up, signed, sealed, and delivered. That's just how it is. So,
well, the thing that reminded me of WWE with this, just give it a little wrestling spin, was production company. The way I know about the Ghost Adventure story was, they shot their own little documentary. They did it themselves. That was the inspiration for what we did that weekend. But before that, when we were approached by the production company and they were talking about all these pilot ideas, and they didn't have to do any flights or anything, really. We were already up in upstate New York. All they had to do was drive themselves up with the equipment. It was a very easy logistic project and weekend. The problem with it was they were so reactive and so like when WWE writers say, give us ideas, like that's your idea to write the angles. If I give you the ideas, you're not taking the bumps for me. It's really it was a weird thing where we were trying to pitch to them, and then they come around with the worst ideas. Then when we finally just said we're going to do it on our own, and we did it on our own, and thank God we lucked out at the Capitol Theater, especially with the paranormal investigation. I sent it to Libby, and they were all excited after that, which kind of pissed me off because it's like, oh, now we're good enough. Now, because that's when it really jumped to, we're gonna do this now. It was just like, I felt like even after, if we had done that pilot, if you'd done this and that, they would have expected us to do everything.
Right.
And they would have collected probably 99% of the gate. Probably,
right.
I bet you they would have.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Then that's why, we only learn from our failures, and this isn't really a failure for us, but it's, not, the gates didn't open right here, but we're still doing our own shit, and we're always ahead of the curve, baby. Underground. That's why we're fucking, doing good things right now. We're not to the mainstream where our fans in the twitch.tv conspiracy horseman chat room are going to jump off the fucking, bandwagon once we go mainstream TV, and we're assholes like that. But the hot news last night out of Russo brand Realm Network was that Russo was actually angling for Papadon's spot last night. He's like, he's like Sal. Everybody, loves Sal, and you and Stevie, you guys are there. But Papadon, he can get a little hostile with the fans and be an asshole to him. He goes, now I don't know if people would. He's like, I'm just putting this out there. What if I was a conspiracy horseman? Put it out there, and then I hit him with
that
two.
Would definitely get rid of the heat from the fans.
But then I put over 2 or 3 things. I was like, oh, about this with flat Earth, and he's like, I'm not ready to be a conspiracy horseman, bro.
And I ribbed you and said, when he said, just say the word, I said, you're hired. So you'll get tweets about that, I'm sure.
But that was in the chat room. But that's the big news of the day, GGP. So hey,
Lisa's not going to be the 5th horseman.
She could too. So there's 2 people angling for your spot.
Just because you put her over, Stevie, don't mean.
Oh shit!
She could be a horsewoman.
Here we go.
Anyhow, hey Vince, you can't have my spot. Tough shit.
Yeah. But
go back to your fake Paul conspiracies. And you know what? The fans like it when I insult them, because someone has to be the asshole of the group, and I gladly wear that moniker like a badge of fucking honor. So you're welcome.
I love that Vince thinks he would do something for the fan heat. Papadon heals the fans. Yeah, and you would just sit here and get fucking heat. You wouldn't have to heal the fans. People would just be cursing and shitting on you.
Yeah, absolutely. But if we do, he's up for the, trying to get on a bigger platform, and he actually pitched us to kind of be the sister show to come along with that. So, nothing's written in stone yet, but again, more opportunities because of everything that our fan base has come along with us. And I know you guys are sharing a lot of links. A lot of people have been putting that kind of stuff or tagging other people in it. It's unbelievable, man. So let's get kind of into the next thing. What's some of your favorite fan moment from this year, man?
Hang on one second. I just want to give this for GGP.
Yeah.
So I went into a whole, because I know you're not in the chat room, so I got to put you over on this. Starts out with, my kid wants GGP spot. That's Job Squad for life. His 12-year-old who is now enlightened and won't wear the number 33 on any sports team he plays in. Then it goes to, people start dropping, okay, sunshine, regardless of the fact. They start dropping your lines. And then I digress. So
GGP invented spots.
You're still over, man.
Listen, I'm so over, I'm under. I don't give a fuck.
GGP invented spots.
GGPP, that's the spot we're waiting for. It's 46 minutes, or it's only 30 minutes in, so it might be another.
We got some time. And then we have and then the GGP, the MK Ultra Horseman.
I don't know.
I will give my spot to the highest bidder.
There you go, kids. He's ready to sell us under already. Yeah, man. What Sal? What's your favorite fan spot of the year, man?
Fan spot. Well, it's I'm getting a lot of you for this one. Like you're talking about, like our interaction with him.
Interaction or email or anything along those lines.
Hans started out strong, and then he became the "Where's the beef" chick. Like I don't know if you guys you probably don't even remember him, but her, Clara Peller, yeah, she was in WrestleMania. So that's exactly what happened. Hans was over, and we popped for it, and he got a couple of good shots in on GGP, and we were going to leave it at that. And then he just kept writing, and he kept writing, and he kept writing to where now Hans writes in. It's like, oh God, I'd rather punch myself in the balls than hear a fucking Hans email. So yeah,
okay.
My favorite moment was the start of Hans.
Okay, the inception,
the rise and fall of Hans.
GGP, what's your favorite fan moment, bro?
I don't have a favorite fan moment. So.
Oh, come on, not a favorite.
I don't.
All right.
I mean, I can't. It's like asking a parent to choose their favorite child. I can't.
Okay.
I love.
Wow, what a baby
Yeah,
swerve.
what a fucking.
Wow,
you guys did not see that coming.
No.
Not at all.
No.
God damn it.
ProWrestlingTees.com
Not have my spot.
/ Greek God popping on. Stevie, favorite fan moment.
It might be the one, the guy at Rocky Mountain Pro that you and I ganged up on and smartened him up like within 5 minutes, and he was backtracking with like, what was he doing? He was a nice guy.
Yeah, he was just trying to justify like chemtrails and aluminum in the air. He was like, they need to control us and shit.
Well, he's justifying not justifying 9/11, but he was saying, and he's going to listen. He said, after we talked to him, he was fine, but he was using all those. He was in stage 1 and 2 of denial. Yeah. But then we were flanking him, but he was on the other side of the railing.
He was just getting ping pong back and forth with truth shots, dude. It was bad.
Yeah, and I stayed out there for another 15 minutes. There was fans taking like candid pictures of me, and you see my face. I'm just like,
yeah, they were coming in. I was like, I'm not blowing my heat for this fucking guy's awakening. Fuck that. I should have though, because my match sucked. Yeah.
Was he a catering guy?
Yeah, you did. He provided catering, so thanks to him. He was, I think he might have been the dad of the little blonde girl or stepdad. I'm not sure. But my favorite fan moment absolutely had to be the email. And this kind of shook me, where the dude said he left Mormonism because of the conspiracy horsemen. I thought that was pretty goddamn strong. I wanted to make mention of that, not just because Sal and I are the atheists in the crew, but like that really snapped us to with some power. And I think we also, and another one, I'm not going to mention names or go back and look, but I know somebody was pretty close to taking their own life, and they accredited us for that as well. And I'm not trying to take a pat on the back for that or anything. I just want to put the message out there that sometimes we forget how far our voices can reach because of this fucking internet right now, and some voices that are silenced because of it. But if we have that much impact on your life, or you're a trucker driving down the road, or you're one of the boys in the car and the drive making the drives out there, you're just somebody like we were looking for some brothers to fucking lean on, pretty much. And we were lucky to come together, whether it was cosmically or not. But when people write in and tell us that kind of stuff, it's not something we take lightly or gloss over. It's something we talk about afterwards when we're off camera, because it does impact us. But if we were able to help you step back from that ledge, my friend, then I knew I'd get Sal. Then by all means, thank you for letting us be that. That's just something I want to put out there.
Actually, you know what? Now that
Here he fucking goes. Tried to get his promo in. No, let me get the mic one more fucking time. He says, I got something else in my promo. Go ahead.
No. What I was gonna say is, I can't top what you said, dude.
Right?
What I was gonna say is, now that I'm thinking about it, my favorite fan moment, or quote unquote mark moment, is when Disco Inferno basically marked out for us.
Yeah,
He became my number one fan.
I'll take
and
that.
try to grab a rub from us, so
Yeah.
he can be relevant. So that's it.
Yeah, I don't know if Jericho's listening or not. I just think, with Disco, definitely. But after sitting with Al, man, I mean, there's a lot of dudes who are way more in tune, who still aren't talking openly. You know what I mean?
Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Let's look into this, how you would book wrestling. You fucking go into this with the, everything, how it would break down that way. He's got the psychology mind for it all. So that was an awesome one. The two he brought up were that the flag that we're under right now with the Stars and Stripes is a war flag. And we've been at war for 200 years, and we haven't even flown the real American flag because of how long we've been at war. That there's a covert symbol that way. So I want to look into that. And then he was also talking about the inception of racism, because how he had said it started in Virginia, I believe, was black and white slaves. There were white slaves. I don't know if they were calling them indentured servants, but it was like, let's give these guys a little bit more rations or whatever than the black slaves, and they'll have the jealousy, and that's how we keep them from coming at us. So I definitely want to look more into both of those, but that was definitely two things Stevie and I were like, poof.
So it's like the third season, Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Like, don't come after the guards if we split the cell blocks, right?
Yeah, but I got the peacetime flag, which I'm going to send in the chat room. It's got white in it, and it's a totally different direction than the other one. So it's like the stripes are down, and the stars are blue, and the background's white. So we got the blue background with the white stars, red stripes going across. So that's the peacetime flag is the other way. I didn't even know. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's almost like subconscious type of programming or predictive programming to have that flag up there like that. Maybe that's why they play the Star Spangled Banner too. That has a lot to do with war. When you sing the national anthem.
Well, that's what it was for.
That is fucking crazy. I got to throw that up on OBS right now.
Yeah. Everybody's wondering.
Yeah.
I wonder what the real flag looks like.
It's gonna take me a second, kiddies.
Have you heard the conspiracy that we are not even a free, like England still owns the United States, and that we give all our money to the Bank of England, and they basically have us by the balls, and it's just a facade that we're free. We're contractually obligated to England.
I had heard about this, but I don't know the ins and outs of it.
Is that where the Rothschilds are based? Are they based in England?
Of course.
Well, that could have a lot to do with why. That they've always been there, and we've always been, catering to the banks. So it has nothing to do with the royal family, but
No, but the royal family's not even English, dude. They're Austrian.
well, you know what I mean, though. Like the fact that England, the monarchy or the central banks connected to the monarchy is where it's all money. It has nothing to do with what David. Well, it could have something to do with like David Icke saying, but
I've got
we need to
that.
get him on, man. I got to send an email to that guy again.
I've got that. Yeah, definitely. Need to hit up Ike. I've got that graphic up now with, instead of, we have blue stars, white background, vertical stripes, as Stevie said. Like, I got to be honest with you, man. I'm going to be 41 in 8 days. I've never seen that flag before in my life.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Same.
Hey, you want to zoom back out? Because you're cutting yourself off. I can't see you, Ben.
Yeah, I know. I was just putting it over. Can't see me there or no?
That's true.
Now we got you.
Okay, cool.
Very, very odd. I mean, I wonder what else that we is all around us right now that is a wartime symbol. Like what it was going on that's a wartime symbol. That the flag itself is flown everywhere like this. And who knows if there's any other subconscious things or habits or traditions that we have are all wartime. And there's different ones for peacetime.
Yeah, man, I know in even maritime law, too, a lot of that stuff is like carryover Freemason hand signals and things like that, too. So that just made me feel real ignorant, and I kind of like that a little bit, you know? Like,
You like to get slapped around, called you Susan.
well, I like to fucking be humbled with some fucking shit like that, but especially from a mentor like Al Snow, you know, like to put that over and then look it up and be like, fuck. I got to be honest with myself. I've never seen that before. I'd like to be like, oh, that fucking thing? Yeah, I knew about that, but I didn't. It's nice to feel a little bit smaller as Planet X comes to destroy us all.
Nice. What was the second thing again? I forgot.
Was the slavery. You know, but I'd like to do a whole show on that with the black and white slaves, and that's why they split them, so they would keep their eyes off the masters.
Almost like a black and white Masonic board.
It could be, but I think that's more about yin and yang. This was more about control, kind of what party you are in, Democrat, Republican. Are you, this fan, that fan, tribalism. So easy to fucking drop a pebble in that pond or, throw a grenade in that room and fucking walk away. And then everybody else gets fucked over by it. So, before we go into our favorite show of the year, what was favorite botch of the year? Anybody? Stevie, why don't you set it off?
Oh wow, God! I would probably say it's been going through the chat room. The bing thing that happened.
Bing is a great one. Because it's that digital distortion that no one can control, and you're just under the mercy of it. It's pretty cool when it happens. It reminded me of old modem days, kind of.
Yeah.
Another reason I love Atlanta.
I think one of the best ones so far has been when Ben just missed the last 20 minutes of the show. And every time he would start cursing out Spectrum Cable, he would just be like, Spectrum, and then disappear.
See, I didn't get to see that version of it. I'm sure it was hilarious, but it wasn't funny when it was fucking happening in real time.
That was great for us, though.
It was funny because Stevie takes lead. All right, guys, go home.
He was just ready to go, and Vince going, I'm coming back. And Steve's like, all right, good night, everybody.
Yalla. Wrap it up.
Easiest show I ever had to do. Stevie, GGP, best
CTE.
botch. Yeah. Everyone's in the wrong corner tonight. That's why.
Let's see. Favorite botch moment from history. I would have to say probably the bin. My own personal botch, and there's many to pick from, is getting busted by the fuzz while we're on air.
Yeah.
That was a classic.
Yeah. They were talking about that earlier in the chat room. They said GGP is the only guy who gets pulled over during his own podcast.
Yeah, that's definitely, I think, got to be number one in my opinion. Bing. Everyone loves it. It's great. Also, I had another one. What the fuck was it? Shit, I lost it. That was a good one too. The classic, the one that kind of started it off, which was, we're talking super serious, and we come back to visit Las Vegas, and instead of muzzle flash from a machine gun, he calls it Muffle Sparks. I think Muffle Sparks is the cutest nickname that he could ever give him. So there's so many great GGP moments from Deeping Digger, the whole you can go through his whole vernacular, hit up every show. I'm sure you're going to find a gem, especially where he goes, oh, that's what you said. No, I didn't. Roll back the tape. And when you roll back the tape, you will find out that he's wrong 98 out of 100 times. So, but we love him, and that's what he brings to the show. Although I gotta say, if Russo took his spot, he would even get more fucking things wrong. There'd be even that's one thing.
But first of all, he didn't take my spot. Secondly, if he'd be on the show every 2 seconds, he'd be, bro. Can I be honest with you? I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you about being honest with you.
Well, you know what though? Greeks invented honesty, so
And we invented bros, so there you go.
Yeah, I'd love to see them just debate just anything and
Yeah.
just say words.
words would be so
Both of them.
wrong. Like it'd
Both
be
of them.
like you would get what
Excuse me, we've all made fucking mistakes.
It would be a Mandela effect on a dictionary.
No, we
It would just
except for Sal. Except for Sal. Because Sal picks and chooses his words very carefully when he wants to step in and talk. Okay, but you, my sleeveless wonder friend over there, you botched words too, and you fucking reading fundamental over there. You can't even read emails correctly. So let's not go there.
dude, if you see how these fucking things are written, you would be fucking them up too. No,
Well,
people they've obviously stopped teaching commas in the last 9 years. Fuck.
Name the
Fuck.
fans. Pass the
we
heat.
got
Yeah.
we got emails tonight.
Yeah, oh yeah, we got emails out the
Good
ass, man.
segue. Love it.
So we'll go into it, and then we'll come back and talk about our favorite shows. So the Conspiracy Horseman, fucking super gender neutral, didn't finish it last week. Mailbag. From Mike Camiria. Hello, Horseman. The information in this email was originally part of my email last week about a medium and ghost hunting. I took it out because I wasn't sure my reaction of my experience would get from you, but I really appreciate your honesty and openness to it, so I decided to follow up this week. Some personal information about me is going to come out here, but I want to put you guys in my shoes and get your honest reaction and thought process to what happened. First of all, Big Sal and GGP are completely right about most psychics. I popped huge for Big Sal's impression because that's exactly what I expected to happen going in to see a medium. I read how they could cold read and throw out generic statements, then break it down through questioning until you end up giving them answers like, you lost a loved one, it's a woman. You answer, my Aunt Sandra. And boom, psychic's in. She has an illness and she thought a lot of you. You answer, yes, it was cancer, and that sounds like her. You leave and tell everyone about Aunt Sandra came through the psychic, knew she had cancer, even though it was you who gave them all that information. I was going to make sure that didn't happen to me. So here's my experience. I called from a payphone, and the only thing I told her was my name was Mike, and I had set up an appointment. I sat at her table, and only answered yes, no, or I wasn't sure. I had read that they question you and they gauge your reaction to then make an educated guess. So every question I asked, even if it was true, I answered with not sure, so I couldn't be cold read. Here's the part that threw me off. The information I received were not questions. Here's the quotes from what came from the medium. Quote, you have 2 kids, a girl who's with you and a boy in spirit. Your father lost a brother. He drowned. He visits him and pokes him in his sleep to let him know he's safe. Your grandfather is holding his throat. He worked as a gardener and can use his hands now properly. Put yourself in my shoes, end quote. Put yourself in my shoes now, guys. Again, bear in mind, I wasn't asked this, and I was told this word for word. I've quoted, I do have a daughter, but my partner and I suffered a miscarriage before her. I am named after my uncle who drowned when he was 18. My grandfather died of throat cancer and was unable to use his hands for the last 4 years of his life. As I get this information from her, I'm going with the idea that she came and read my mind, as stupid as that sounds, because the statements she's making are all true and too specific for a guess, and I know she can't possibly have read up on me before because I came to use a payphone and I gave her only my first name. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This is long. I went to my parents' house afterwards and asked my mother about my grandfather's gardening, and she told me that he did that as a career before he joined the Navy, something I didn't know. I told my father about my uncle Michael poking him in his sleep, and he froze. He had been telling my mother for years that he was getting poked when he was sleeping, but he presumed he was imagining it. But again, this is something I never knew until this medium told me. This is what blew my mind about this medium. It's one thing for her to have pulled information out of me somehow, but she managed to tell me some things even I didn't know. And again, these weren't some generic things like Big Sal demonstrated last week. These were very specific and weren't the result of questioning. When she told me I had 2 kids, I thought I had the con exposed. My reaction was that she was just taking a guess and had blown it, until she said I had a girl here and a boy who had passed, at which point my mind was blown. It was a guess that this woman had balls to come out with that as a fact. I could have lost 3 or 4 kids, but when she said it, it was with certainty and without question. Now, I'd like to ask you guys to replace what she told me with something from your past and put yourself where I was, a medium who has no idea, and before you arrive, she hasn't questioned you to get information and just came out with statements about your lost family that are accurate and giving you detail that you've had to check out with other family, and they turn out to be true. Try to debunk this as best you can. I've considered every possible case, including telepathy, but you can't read what isn't even there in the first place. Sorry again for the long email. I didn't want to leave anything out so you guys can make the best possible argument with this subject. Thank you. Fuck, that was fucking long.
Let me just step in and call bullshit from the jump.
Wow.
Okay.
There's no such things as payphones anymore, man. This guy's full of shit from the jump.
That popped me right there. That was good.
Number two, I just have to say that the chat room made me laugh. I started to laugh at it because somebody asked if his grandfather was Senor Benjamin because they saw a gardener. So I'm sorry. So, but yeah, I got, like, you can't explain it. That's why it's something like that's called unexplainable. I believe in the supernatural. Things like that do happen, but I can't explain it. You can't debunk it. Like we can put together a story, or have a story happen. There's going to be no answer to it. You're gonna, you've pretty much chopped off every avenue that we can go down to debunk it. We could just say she got real lucky. But again, you know what I mean? Like that's the only thing. That's the only avenue you can really go with that. So again, I just don't know. I have. I know, again, you guys know my thoughts on the psychics, some of them, but I got nothing for this one. So if it happens, man, cool. I hope he got something out of it,
Yeah, I like that, man. That's good that you can humble yourself the other way. It does seem like, I'm trying to think here, all right, where's the work? But
yeah,
let's talk about why we love this side of things, is the fact that fucking this shit might be real. It's the same as, any alien we want to concoct, or any giant or Bigfoot or cryptid or whatever it is. Like, who's to say there aren't people with more enlightened powers, and that you did actually talk to one? You seemed like you did the double-blind litmus test, and, it came out to even shake you out of your boots even a little bit more. She may have the gift of that, absolutely. That's kind of where I'm at, too. I don't want to... not just for the fantasy side of it, but there's nothing really to be like, oh, well, it's bullshit because of this. Doesn't seem like it is to me. GGP.
The problem is this: for every one actual scenario which could be true, you have 99 out of 100 that are total bullshit. And unfortunately, the one good apple in the bunch, gets overlooked, and everything gets stereotyped with all of the frauds and the fakes out there. Now, I personally have not had an experience like that, but I know someone who had an experience like that. And it's very eerie and uncanny and weird because they were spot on with a lot of things. And I'll tell you guys off air because it's personal, but this person hit the nail on the head with everything. Everything. To the point where it was like, whoa, you know what I mean? So there could be a few people out there that have powers, can read tea leaves or coffee cups or...
So you finally talked to Psychic Angelo.
Yeah,
no, I didn't talk to Psychic Angelo. But he's still around?
Yeah, he's on vacation.
No, I don't know, whatever. But regardless of the fact, I thought he only spoke to you. I thought he had a thing for... Maybe he was a bear, I don't know. The bear community. But regardless of the fact... I believe there could be people like that, but unfortunately, for every one person that's actual and actually has a talent, there's 99 other people that are frauds and don't know what the hell they're doing. Almost like the talent during the Laurinaitis era.
It's not that they don't know what they're doing. They're good workers.
They're entertainers.
Yeah, exactly. They're good workers, man. Fucking group mind sale. Sorry to step on you there, brother.
No, not at all, man.
No, but I'm talking about not from a conning point of view. I'm saying from an actual point of view. You know what I'm saying? Like Sal could have went into a freaking, an auditorium and did what he did last week, and the majority of the people were like, oh my God, this guy, he has powers. He knows what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? What I'm thinking. So, it's carny tricks. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But for that one person who went in there and just said, hey, AB3, and AB3 was correct, how's that one person, how's that psychic supposed to know all that by just meeting the person? You know what I mean? That's just too weird.
Ben, I think we should Amazing Randy this guy follow up on this, get the name of this psychic.
Oh, that could be our next
Because
episode.
I want to call him. I want to call this
Yeah.
psychic.
Yeah.
So I call him right now. This dude, and don't tell me I don't remember, because then you're full of shit. Because you don't forget this. So whoever wrote the email, you got the info. I'll get in touch with him. Give me his name, or if you want to talk to him, so he talks nice
Yeah,
to
why
him.
the
Just
fuck
Skype him
not?
during the show and record it.
If we
Yeah,
got,
I'll do it. I'll
if-
fucking talk to him.
Why not, dude? For some reason, I don't know why. I mean, it's a Hotmail account. I just feel like this is in Europe, but I don't know. I could be
It's
wrong.
what?
I just feel
payphones
Mike
are there.
Camiria, the way he writes, feels European to me.
Like Russian or something?
No, like some different spellings, but I could be wrong. Like
Like a
Right.
lot of
Did-
EU type things, like the spelling of like certain
well,
words.
payphone,
color with a
payphone in itself that stuck out to me too, right? So that's what I thought might be European because of that.
Why?
Right.
They were payphones here till about 15 years ago, dude.
Yeah, but if
right
this
for
happened
potato?
recently, he doesn't give a time frame. But like, I believe in Europe, there probably still are payphones just for the look, so people can fucking pose down in them and fucking get their
Was it
little
fucking Doctor Who?
London. Yeah, of course, dude. That's fucking part is of what they are at this point. So
You know what the thing with those psychics are, or anybody that makes pretend to do any kind of paranormal stuff and perform like that? Because I go back and talk about the Capitol Theater. There was some stuff that happened there, and people will see it when it's done. There's some stuff that happened there that was just like very unexplainable. We lucked
Sure.
out within the 90 minutes or 2 hours that we were there. But
I don't
still,
even know if we lucked
went-
out. I think we just pay attention, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like when you're just fucking around there, like you're not thinking about it, but like when you're fucking looking for it, it's gonna be there.
Yeah, and we weren't looking for it, like hoping for it. We were trying
Yeah.
to debunk all that stuff. It's just that also we left there that night going, hey man, we kind of want to be careful. We don't screw around with anything we don't know anything about. Like once you open up that door, you do something. Kind of like the movie Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg when she was the con woman, but then she really did end up communicating with a spirit and
Right.
didn't know it. Like it was kind of like a little bit of karma there. So these people that do that kind of work, you never know what you're really unintentionally doing anyway. There's a lot of unexplained shit out there that they could do, and it kind of is karma that comes back on them, especially if it's a fucking bad spirit or something like that. I don't know, man.
I just pictured you and Uncle Vince making pottery together.
Yeah, as long as it sells bands. Fuck it. Adam Finch says, hey, Horseman, have any of you heard about the Marshall Islands in the Pacific Ocean where the U.S. did their nuclear bomb testing in the 40s and 50s? The U.S. removed the people from their homeland, making them all homeless, as they said it was God's will, and allowing them to do these nuclear tests on their island was good for all humankind. After the tests were complete, the U.S. tricked the members of their army to go to the tropical adventure where they were actually going to try and contain the plutonium and nuclear waste in a makeshift concrete dome without being given any protective equipment against the radiation. Holy fuck. Of course, all their video propaganda showed workers in hazmat suits and also claimed it would be 2,400 years before the island would be inhabitable again. Years later, as water temperatures rise and large waves continually hit the island, this radioactive waste is starting to mix with seawater. As well, the Army men that have worked on the dome project have either already died of cancer or have numerous medical issues and are in debt for the rest of their lives due to their medical bills. The U.S. government refuses to help pay for their medical bills. I've attached a link for a video to watch for reference. P.S. I've watched a video about the Denver airport, and two people have confirmed that there are 5 multi-level story buildings under the airport. I wonder what they are for. Thanks for continued work and entertaining the masses, and maybe we can get drunk Fox executive to be all bin and give you guys a show on their network. That'd be nice. Unless they go with that hour-long 205 live pre-show everyone's been begging for. Sincerely, Adam Finch. Good rib at the end there, bud. Yeah, man. I don't know a ton about the Marshall Island bombings. It doesn't sound out of the realm of like asshole Americanism to fucking exile people from a nice island so they can fucking get their shit in a show of look how big my dick is, and then we'll fucking worry about it later when 9 months.
It's called
later.
eminent domain.
Yeah, eminent domain. Just some baby mama drama really at the end of the day. With the fucking radiation, Fukushima scares me way more. Not that this shouldn't, so you've double fucked me over in my mind, so thanks for that one. But I just saw some, you know, clickbait shit showing some ocean fish with like mad tumors and shit on their mouth and fucking shit like that from Fukushima. So I knew that was going to get swept under the fucking rug, and there's no way to stop that kind of shit. That's man fucking thinking that they can control everything, and then Mother Nature fucks them over one time and shows you how really small you are. I totally believe it about the Denver airport. I had to walk from where I got supposedly dropped off right by where my gate should have been and whatnot. Legit put in a Stevie, after you drop me off like 1.25 miles, I fucking walked there. No doubt about it. Like, to get to this way off back south side fucking security thing, then go all the way back the other way. It was crazy. So just the size and scope of that place, if you could have mad basements underneath, just from people walking around on 2 different floors, no one's going to fucking be like, oh, I got to go and get to those. I wonder how the secret access works to get into them, but we saw Lucifer, the fucking eyes glow during the day. Just
I wanted pictures.
Yeah,
it was hard to get
fast.
to. I was trying to drive around when I landed. It wasn't easy. I'm sure they have that cordon off for a reason. I'll say, dude, yeah, I love Colorado, by the way. It was really amazing, and the airport is pretty impressive. So as I tweeted, good job, New World Order. It was got a lot of like tweets off that one, but the airport itself, you're assuming like it's this mammoth type of structure. The actual airport is so simplistic. You have one security line, at least in my area where I was, one security line, and then it was literally AB3, but it was ABC concourses, and that was it. So where I went, you were kind of doing the same thing, Ben. You went through the one line, and then you had to take the train to your concourse, right?
Yes.
So that isn't in itself. What's that?
Ben got the special attention.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, did I? My
Stevie got whisked through, and they're like, "Come on, sir, this way."
Usually, I just
get.
Usually, no one fucks with me that hard, right? Because I'm wearing.
You with the beard, wait right there.
I know, right? But fucking my bag did get pulled, and I just threw all my shit in there, and there's the fucking phony ISIS flag on top of my boots with my fucking face. There's the gimmick. And like they pull it, and I go to the guy who's like, dude, I just came from a wrestling show. Sorry if my bag stinks. He's like, don't worry about it. I go, I didn't really pack it. They just threw it in there. He's like, I've seen worse. He opens it. He goes, oh, yeah, that's what I thought it was, a tripod. He didn't even look at the rest of the shit that was in there. I was like, fuck. I was like, this is all I need is this guy fucking pulling my gimmicks out in the fucking middle of the airport.
And a tripod, like you're going to be shooting fucking recruiting videos in Denver.
But I'm telling you, dude, they're so nice. They were nice to even the ISIS guy. Dude. They're really nice. But here's what I'm saying is the airport, when you're thinking about the scope and the scale, when you drive out or you drive into the airport, it's such a small part of that land. So like you said, there's even when I was driving and I picked up my rental car, you still see where they have the concrete cylinders to build tunnels, and they're ready to put them underground, and they're so far away from the airport. It's like, what the fuck are you building? It's nothing but sand and barriers.
That was one of the big things. They said they were updating the airport, but they didn't make it any bigger. They didn't put more landing pads. They didn't put more places to go. They just built outward underneath, and they made it bigger, but they kept the same footprint up top.
And you can't really tell. I had my eyes open. I was looking for like, okay, here's the kayfabe spot where they all go in, and then this must be the extra access. But there's, like any airport, there's always construction. And fucking that'd be an easy way to mask it, right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, dude, this could be the main entrance, and then it always looks like construction. No one's gonna fucking be coming through here and be like, oh, that's bullshit, you know?
It'd be kind of cool if it was like 66 Batman, where the Batcave and the thing just comes down and then they all drive. Dude, it's no joke, man. They're still building, and it's been going on, and you'd speak to anybody, because I asked a couple of Southwest people who work there, and they're like, oh, yeah, they're building, and there's got to be something under it. Like, everybody knows. You know, it's just...
It's actually the big rib, too, now. They say, like, if you catch a baggage guy and you ask him, try to get on the down low with him, he's like, oh, fuck yeah, a lot of shit. And then they walk away from you, leaving like, oh, wow.
They're probably like carnies, too. Like, like if anybody says anything. Here's the other thing really quickly about that, too, is like, it is a prime look. It's weird. We talked about it, Ben. Even though it's a lot of people and there's a lot of housing and all that stuff, they preserve the environment. Even though it is tourists, that's what they come for, the parks and and the environment and the health conscious stuff, and it's a clean environment. I'm looking around going, this is like, they keep this almost pristine. I wonder if paired with that bunker in that airport, if they're keeping this really like, pristine for the elite people that are going to end up living here. God forbid if something happens.
That's the good.
Am I wrong, Ben? Everything else in the country that I've been to does not match up with how nice all around Colorado was.
Yeah, it seems definitely like we're keeping it at this standard. Don't fuck around or you won't be here. You know what I mean? No, then people are super nice too. I don't know if it's like Stepford wife shit or not, but they just seem, I don't know, man. Even Russo said it too. He's like, dude, you add years onto your life when you live here.
I think it's the pod.
Yeah.
So,
Could very well be.
I was going to say, let me ask a question then. So, that being said, you guys have tasted this. Okay, you've witnessed it firsthand. You're fresh off the trip. So now, if this was the product of chemtrails, would you be okay with it?
Of people being nice and Stepfordy?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe. And then that's it, like,
no, I wouldn't.
It doesn't fuck your brain up. It doesn't make you a subservient bastard. Makes you a little more passive. Would you be okay with it?
That's a tough call, man.
I wouldn't call them passive, though.
Well, just everybody's a little nicer.
I don't know. They ain't spraying those fucking chemtrails in Chicago or Atlanta or Philadelphia.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if this was the product, you get people who are a little less, fuck you. I'm thinking this. I thought about this earlier, and I totally lost track, and then this came on. It's a Mentos commercial. I know it's stupid. Mentos have these little things now. It's like shake a hand, hug. So like you're supposed to share with strangers.
Right.
Right. And the question is,
they stole from the Coke
when did hello become useless? And they showed this guy going hello, and nobody put him over. The guys just saying hello, and nobody would talk to him. He was handing out Mentos and like fucking high-fiving people and hugging them and shit. And it's a cute little commercial, but it's like, to me, like now if this was the outcome of chemtrails and it made people just a little bit more relaxed just to be able to say that, would you be okay with it?
By the way, everybody in Colorado said hello when you made eye contact with them. Am I wrong?
No,
Target,
he's right.
People would come up, walking by, hey, how you doing? And we were just standing there like we felt like such white trash. Like nobody, wow. I don't know, man. I just can't. I can't think that would be ever a good thing because nothing ever stops there. And also it reminds me of that movie Equilibrium where you take the medicine to keep you from getting emotion. Excellent movie, by the way, if you want to watch that. But Christian Bale, Equilibrium.
Yeah.
You have to take your medicine, but that's what chemtrails could be. They're spraying it in the air almost every day. And it was a different atmosphere because I thought, I was like, is this the way the sky's supposed to look? He goes, no, I think it's been said. I think it's just really blanketed because it was a completely different kind of sky, right, Ben?
Yeah, it was definitely different than what I'm used to out here for sure, man. I mean, it was wide open. The other part of that with the chemtrailing, I'm just no, because I don't want anyone fucking having say, not that they don't already with fluoride or whatever the fuck, and like openly give up my say to be kinder, gentler, whatever. I mean, but the sky was not trailed in a grid pattern. It was blue skies pretty much the whole time we were there. One thing I did feel about it, why they're emboldened to maybe do that at the Denver airport, these mountains that are on the, all around you, it's a natural fortress. That's what I felt like, all right, we're fucking protected from, like, granted, obviously Air Force would fuck you up in a second. But if you're thinking about, like, medieval times, an invading army is going to have a motherfuck of a time crossing all these hills before they get to my hometown of Denver. You know what I mean? Like,
don't you remember Red Dawn? That's where they held them off, man.
Is that where they held them off?
That was free area.
Yeah.
Free area up in Denver.
And dude, I believe it, just from looking out and seeing what we saw. So, definitely don't want anybody chemtrailing me with Prozac to make me fucking nicer. My edge comes from me being a fucking hard ass motherfucker, pretty much, just like GGP. What do you think, buddy?
Well, a couple things. One, the stuff underneath the airport is basically the end of your elite stronghold for when shit hits the fan. Okay, so that's why it's so big. This way they can all have their room and they're not living inside a cell. It's heaven on the ground for them. Two, reason why it's like you just said, reason why it's in the area where it is because if nuclear war does happen or alien war or some Mad Max shit ends up happening where technology isn't what it is right now, we're going to have to revert to medieval times. And if that's the case, they're protected by the mountains and the hills, and that's why it's there. And it's not in New York or Philadelphia or California or whatever the case may be. And thirdly, just because someone sprays something in the air and it makes you a better person or calms you down isn't a good thing. Because, they're doing that to kids where they label them with ADHD and all these bullshit, and they're giving them the pills and making them zombies. It's not right. You can't take away a person's free will, in my opinion. If they choose to smoke weed to be calmer, that's on them. Everyone should be entitled to their own choice, whether they want to be assholes or not be assholes, or be, whatever the case may be. But if you leave it up to the state, then all they're gonna do is control you like a pet or a zombie or whatever the case may be. They'll just manipulate you to their liking, and that's not free will. That's not freedom.
I agree 100% with that, man. That's a great analysis of that. I'm going to go on from John Taylor. Science versus Scientism. Ya Allah, Horseman was listening to Big Sal saying science is not a religion, and GGP saying it is what everyone needs to understand. Is there a real... dude, there's zero punctuation in this bitch. Is real actually applied science that uses scientific method? Now that type of science is good and not a religion. However, there is a... Dude, I'm not reading this. There's not one fucking period in this thing.
They chemtrailed out the punctuation.
Fucking A, dude. Come on, guys.
Like they say in the barbershop. Next.
Yep. Fucked yourself
Do
on
you,
that
do you
one,
think
John
some of these
Taylor.
people? Do you think some of these people go speech to text?
I think
Hang on.
it could
Let
be.
me, hang
It
on.
could
I
be.
have a copy of the email. Let me read it for you guys.
Dude, it's brutal.
Oh, we have the letter from the WWE Universe.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Says,
From Wendy Tyler.
Sal was right. Fuck GGP.
Your
Okay,
phone
there
number's
is
on
John
the back.
Taylor. Thank you.
What was that with the 1920s on the back you had there? I saw.
This is the same topic, I think, from Chad Calder. Sorry, go ahead, Sal.
Oh no, not at all. It was the review I wrote up for that trailer I saw for the new Cthulhu game. It looks fucking great. Go ahead.
Awesome. Chad
CBS.
Calder says, "Hey, Horseman, I don't want to Hans this email, so if you think it's too long, feel free to skip reading it on air, but maybe reply privately. It's not super long. Love the show this week. I just feel I need to weigh in on the heat about the religion versus science. I've gone through a long religious journey ever since I was 12. I was raised Anglican, and when I was going through my confirmation, I was also learning about the War of the Roses in school. Basically, the time I was supposed to affirm my faith, and I was learning about politics behind the the formation of the Church of England. I couldn't do it. This led me on a long spiritual journey where, because of my experience, I looked deep into a number of different religions. But here's where I'm going with this. Religions are based on faith. Faith is believing in something without proof. To heat up Sal, science is religion. The basis behind science is that science is providable. The basis behind science is that science is provable and repeatable. But the majority of people believe in science without an actual knowledge of proof. They believe that someone else did the proving. I mean, we know that a microwave works because of science, but how many people actually understand how a microwave works? The nature of microwaves, or how electronics of the microwave generates the waves. We have faith that someone invented it, that the science behind it was tested, etc. I believe in science so much of science I take on faith. It's because I take science on faith that I remain open to conspiracies when conspiracies say something that is opposite to what I believe in science. I test what I can, research what I can't, and sometimes I just believe. Like, as I tweeted to Ben, you do not believe in chemtrails. I cannot test this, but my father, who spent 5 years as a high-altitude meteorologist in the Yukon, explained the science between contrails to me. I believe him because I have faith in my dad, Chad Ripley. Thanks for the letter, Chad.
I couldn't have said it better myself, but I did in a much simpler way. Science, religion, identical.
Nah,
Same thing.
you're both
Not
wrong.
even,
You're
not even
like,
close.
just the way he tries to set up his argument, which I got respect for, is flawed from the jump. Brother, go watch some Christopher Hitchens. Hitch slaps, and you'll be able to get in line. Just because your dad didn't fucking believe in chemtrails versus contrails and he was a meteorologist, I believe he's not awake and he's lying to himself still. And, you know, you're not going to disrespect your dad from what he thinks, but, like, that doesn't mean you got to fucking think the exact same thing all the time, dude. You got to go out and research for yourself and look outside the box, which is, it's in my backyard. I've seen it firsthand knowledge. So you got to gain that firsthand knowledge.
Well, no. See, now you're asking him to have faith in your knowledge. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, don't do. Yeah,
that's like religion. It's
I'm not your dad, so you have a lesser faith in me. The religion of Hameen's chemtrails. Go ahead, Sally, get him.
Nah, you had it. I'm done.
You
had it.
And this is why he doesn't mess up any words. He doesn't
That's
say
exactly.
anything.
No, but that's
Dude,
exactly the point.
To have faith in your fucking microwave because
Right.
Somebody that's a fucking scientist and understands waves and how to control them, and you're gonna liken that to faith, then
Right.
then you should be able to, on the other side of that coin, you should be able to bring back Jesus every fucking year, and
or not even Jesus, anybody.
and anybody, the
Anybody.
next
Get
Son
him
of Man,
back.
and repeat it and be like,
Put
fuck
him
it, he's the
put him
son
in
of
the
God.
fucking
does.
thing, roll the fuck. Yeah, Stevie does in Far Cry, but like just like, well, oh wait a minute, Stevie's Jesus.
Steve, he looks like him.
Boom,
Kind of looks like him.
Stevie, pull your hair down. Come on, pull your hair down and take your shirt off so everybody can say.
Are we able to get bits yet for this?
So, can we do bits? If anybody can get bits, if we can get like 100 bits sent in, well, Stevie will pull his hair down.
Bits. What
I
are you
don't know
talking? It's $1.
Yeah. Just put your hands
Look at
out to
this.
the side and cock your
No,
head
yeah,
to
put
the
your
side.
arms out.
And cock your head to the side.
Look really sad.
Oh shit.
Maybe I can come out with a fucking shampoo and conditioner or come out before the fucking pre-workout.
Just don't tell Saul the name of it. He'll drop it.
Just like I dropped that whole, science is religion bullshit.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't say science is religion. I said it's similar.
you said
to
it's the same
religion.
thing. You said it's the same thing, and it's not. Absolutely not. Anyhow, like we were
Okay.
saying, so Ripley's Believe It or Not, Jabroni is talking about because his dad doesn't believe in him, so he doesn't believe in him. But now Ben just swore that he saw it firsthand. But now we have to have faith that Ben's not full of shit because that is religion.
Not only that, I have photographs. Unlike the Bible.
Unlike the Bible, who was written by the same 12 drunk guy.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then if I remember, if we could play the tape back, Papadon was saying they keep changing science. Yes, because shit comes in. Facts are learned. You learn things. Your knowledge improves.
Excuse me. A fact is a fact. It's a fact is a fact.
Incorrect.
No, hold on a second. Let me finish my statement there, Shapiro. Don't need to counter argue right now. All I'm saying is if I say AB3 today and I present it to you as 100% fact, and then 2 weeks from now you come to me with XYZ to contradict AB3. Now XYZ is fact and AB3 is wrong, not even slightly correct, but just wrong, then how does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. It says that the theory was wasn't proven, and it was presented as fact when it wasn't. So you have to have faith in what was shown to you to be actual and to be real, just like religion. You can't prove religion, and you can't prove certain things in science. You can't prove the Big Bang. You can't prove Darwinism, but people believe in it.
In science, though, we'll
my hair
move.
feels really good like this. Actually,
It looks
this is.
good.
There's no pressure.
And
on the
science
back of
will
my
move
head.
the
This is
needle
nice.
when we prove something differently based on new mathematics, new science, new physics, whatever it is that's going to lead us that way. No one in religion takes and fucks over a religious prophecy because it was.
Except the Pope who went, there's no devil.
There's no devil.
There's no hell either.
So that's the new shit.
I'm going to go blow it at the boy.
Yeah.
You do it because now there's no consequence.
That's the fucking difference. And
That's
the other
Master Chief
one's
Theater right there.
the other one's a moot point argument to try and compare something that is less than, and that's really it. And
All right, next.
I'll say this: as a raised Catholic and being a Christian man, it just religion, especially the Catholic religion, has given just about every. You understand? You might think you're going to be kind of torn on. No, you'll be torn on my sort of conclusion that they do more satanic stuff and drop more hints at the Satanism stuff than the actual Satanists anymore. Naming her telescope Lucifer out of all the names they could have named it, doing the rituals, the stuff that you zoom in on the big Pope cap or any of the other garments they have is straight up out of fucking Church of Satan stuff. And here comes the tweet from them, probably.
No. Let me explain something. Today, actually, the Church of Satan actually posted this thing today about somebody posted that, they're fucking kids and they're killing kids and rituals and everything else. Meanwhile, it's the Catholic Church who's hiding it and okaying it, that their priests all fucking diddled kids, and they went, okay, you're absolved now because you've all confessed. We're not going to tell you who they were, but they did it, and they apologized, so no, we're good with it.
Well, I don't know about that. And other facts, Stevie has beautiful hair like that and was also from Pennsylvania, where all 301 of those priests were from that were diddling kids that all got released with a FOIA request. So I don't think the end is over here, but that's a great segue right into our next email from Robert. So I just saw something about a compound in New Mexico that was busted that apparently had 11 kidnapped kids used for sex slaves. Is there any truth to this that you might know about? If so, when can the Hamian army mount up and put an end to this stuff? From the news clips I saw, the local cops knew about it. If the people that take our money in exchange for our safety of our loved ones won't do anything, then someone is going to have to step up and lead this dogfight. I like that attitude, bro.
Is this school shooters? The one that
they were training to be school shooters, and they were being molested.
If you're out there, man, you got a high-powered rifle and you could reach. Fuck it, dude.
Reach out and touch someone.
Yeah, a little whisper right behind the ear.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
No, if they could do it, do it.
They can allegedly do it. We allegedly can encourage.
No, I don't know.
it.
I'm just saying they can do it. I don't know if they're gonna. I can just say they can.
Well,
He's not telling them to do it. He's just speaking.
Right. If you have the high-powered rifle and you have the shot, take it. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, Dr. Aman is too happy. We need to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, that is the outrage level. Obviously, we're ribbing right here. But you have police officers who are complicit, who are fucking obviously on the take or fear for their own lives because there's a power greater than even they possess as local law enforcement that's allowing this and condoning this to happen. It is that kind of internal outrage of like, how the fuck did we get here and why did this happen? People need to die. We totally get it. They were training him possibly as school shooters from what I had seen, a couple different things, which to me, fucking molestation or sex slaves aside, seems more like a fucking black op, doesn't it? That got busted. If you want to do a Parkland fucking thing and you want the perfect kid, he was molested, he didn't have parents, you put that kid with a fucking foster family, strap him up, have him MK ultra'd out from a young age. That's what this seems like, which is an even bigger super mind fuck than sex slaves and school shooters. Like this is set up to have, and if this is one place, guess how many more they fucking got?
Bunch.
Yeah.
It is strange. It is strange just to go ahead.
No, and I'm just saying it's like that Clockwork Orange shit, where, they just get the kids and you were saying they have camps all over the place, plain sight. And so imagine what they're hiding.
Yeah.
So.
Where was this place where they found this camp?
I believe it was New Mexico.
New Mexico. Yeah.
Was that anywhere near where they found the rape trees and all that stuff?
I think it wasn't too far from that, to be honest with you.
And also wasn't too far from the cement plant?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
I forgot the name.
Brain fart. God damn it. Thank you. The whatchamacallit, where the Clintons were tied to, and they found all that, and they had the guy sitting on the tower watching, and the cops, made him leave. Can't remember the name of the fucking place. God damn it. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about.
More and more molestation cases easily being exposed. Which way you're going to go? And then another Clinton operative who was involved with the sex trafficking, investigation winds up dead this week as well.
Yep.
Hot news.
Another coincidence.
Yep.
Yep.
Specifically involved 1 degree of separation.
I want to give people the proper perspective on an analogy, because we're all in the wrestling business. We all have been, continue to be in the wrestling business, which at one time they likened the deaths in 1 year in the wrestling business to, say, if like 100 baseball players died when it was really bad, with people dying in our Eddie Guerrero time and all that stuff. There was people dying almost every week. There's quite a few dying now, but they're in their 60s, so it's a little different. Yep. But everybody who died that year wasn't traveling with me all the time, or wasn't, they didn't die while they were working out in the same gym or staying in the same hotel, or I happened to be in catering. Like the 65 that died that year, I wasn't within a mile of them every single time they died.
But they all knew you.
They all knew me, but they weren't.
Anybody
all
else
my...
seeing this one, right? I mean, right?
Yeah.
Everybody,
Yes.
See, you know what?
Right. No comment.
This is no. This is they died for our sins. You sacrifice them. You guys are here on the first day. Everybody in this chat room.
You ever seen the Reverse Flash? He's reverse.
Everybody in this chat room is here on the first day, the birth of the new religion of Stevie Christ. Because now,
Big Stevie Christ.
His arms were too big to put up on the cross, baby.
Yeah, he pulled them right
It was
off.
just band.
Oh,
It was
man.
all
Cross.
band.
I don't know if I can hear this.
It was all band work. So now, if you want to donate to the Church of Stevie, we can all do that. Everybody can donate to the Church of Stevie right now.
I can't do this.
You have to do this. You know what? You don't have to do this.
It's
This is
tax
a
free, bro. It's tax free.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
All right.
tax free.
That's
All
all.
right.
That's what got him.
So everybody can join the Church of Stevie right now. And if you could donate only $5 to start on the Church of Stevie, you can walk the same path as Stevie. And we'll get to you on that. We'll let you guys know how to get in touch with us on that. Okay, next email, please.
All right. Mandela Effect is fucking with my tunes. Greetings and salutations, Horsemen from the UK. I stumbled across your podcast 3 months ago while listening to Uncle Vince plugging your content. So I thought, fuck it, why not? Well, now I don't know up from down and left from right, but but what an absolute fascinating fucking ride. I was like, what the fuck? Fassa-fucking-nating ride? Fassa-fucking-nating. All right, okay. I won't drone on about all the shit I'm looking into as a result of finding you, but I will offer 2 pieces of info. The first one being the Mandela Effect has fucked over a long-held dear memory I grew up with. Grew up an indie kid. Loved the music. Britpop, as it was known then, defined a generation, but I recently rediscovered a band called The Sundays. They were the fucking bomb to me back when. One song in particular had me marking out for them. It was called Summertime. Awesome track, even now, despite my musical tastes have evolved. Anyway, I digress. So the line in this song goes, the way I remember it anyway, but all I see is films where a character's despair meant an angry young man with immaculate hair. I fucking know it was that. I remember it was the lyrics sheet and the fucking album, from the lyrics sheet and the fucking album. But now, recording in every live version I've come across is, but all I see is films where colorless despair, where before it was character's despair. Meant angry young men with immaculate hair. That doesn't even make sense to me. Just what the actual fuck? Gah, it does my head in. Anyway, the second piece of info, in case you hadn't caught, it was David Icke recently did an interview with Those Conspiracy Guys podcast. A great listen, and I would absolutely love you guys to get him on. We're trying, and I think we're more over than Those Conspiracy Guys are. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. I do also have a question if you've got time, fellas. Stevie and GGP, what would it take to get you to renounce your faith? And Ben and Big Sal, what would it take for you to be believers? Thanks for the exciting podcast, or excellent podcast, Twitch stream, guys. Keep it 100, and know you've got UK support for your take on reality. Laters, Lee from Lowy. Interesting email. Interesting question to pose at the end there. Good work. Anything on the first Mandela Effect? I don't know Britpop that much, but we've talked about lyrics changing. Doesn't surprise me at all.
Sweet dreams of this.
Yeah,
Shout out
dreams
Sweet
are made
Dreams,
of this. Yep.
Queen at the
Yep.
end of the We Are the Champions.
Yeah, my buddy actually posted today a cover. I'm not sure if it's the dude who's playing him in the movie or not, but he did the whole We Are the Champions thing just kind of like whatever in his studio basement and killed it, and then didn't do Of the World at the end. I go, what do you think about the Mandela Effect of that? My buddy was real. He's like, the original recording didn't have it, but yeah, I'm fucking Mandela affected because I always hear that. But I don't put that shit over. I think that definitely changed. Stevie, what's it going to take for you to become an atheist?
Doesn't have to.
Well, supposedly I'm, a Christ figure now, so
He
I
is
don't
the new
think I
Messiah.
don't think I can say.
Well, that's the
anything.
thing. If you did become an atheist, then all of your followers now at Big Stevie Christ Fitness would fucking renounce their faith, and you could really do some good in this world.
It could be. Well, our GGP would say it's Big Stevie Christ Fitness. So,
Well, you know what?
I don't think anything. Well, I would say that like probably there's a better chance, especially with what you've said before, Ben, about seeing all this satanic symbolism and the stuff like that and the other things. It's not likely, but more likely that you guys would find faith. And I don't say find religion because Papa and I are losing our religion.
Oh, I've lost my
Is that actually still like the name of the song?
Yeah,
Or the
it still
Mandela
is.
Effect,
It
take
still
that.
is at this time.
Losing the religion, but no, nothing will ever take faith, and because if I lose faith in that, I'll lose faith in everything else. Lose faith in what we do. It's across the board everything I believe in. It would kind of put a real hole in my armor.
Well,
I don't want to
listen.
say the other thing, I'll get in trouble.
Put it this way, Stevie, I love you. So if you do lose your faith and you get all mentally upset, I'll give you life coaching lessons for free.
Fuck,
You don't have to give me the $24.95 a month. Don't worry about it.
After the $50 initiation fee.
No, for you, everything's free on the arm.
Look at that. On the arm. El Bracho. So, now here's the thing. Because a lot of people have asked me, I guess, since we started talking about it too. Like, they're like, oh, am I satanic? I'm not any of those things. I'm very superstitious. Like, I believe in all the superstitious shit. All of it. I do. That's what I do. I've always been superstitious. I've always throw salt over my shoulder, won't pick up a penny if it's face down. Keys you find keys in the new house you move in, you leave them alone. I don't fuck with that shit. I just don't.
Could you explain those two things before you move on? The penny and the keys.
Pennies you don't pick up. You don't pick up if it's face down. If it's like tails, you don't pick it up. It's bad luck. And keys, when you move into a new house or a new apartment, you always find keys in a fucking junk drawer. You never touch them. Don't take them out. Everybody's, oh, and clean them out. Nope. You leave that shit alone.
What about if you've already bought the house that you used to rent and the keys are there? Can you throw them out then?
And no, you can't. You leave them if you leave that house, you got to leave those keys.
Fuck.
Is putting a hat on the table bad luck?
Of course it is. You don't put a hat on the table.
What's the consequences of those three things now that we built up to? Like,
You
what
don't
could
know.
happen?
There's a lot of shit that can happen. It's just bad luck, man. Why would you? Now you talk about why would you fuck with those things? You won't say that you're the fucking Messiah even for a bit. Why won't you? What's the consequences?
Well, dude's
Good
just
day, sir.
Yeah, good day. Okay, that's what he would say before he fucking exploded my heart or my head like Alanis Morissette in Dogma.
A couple things. First thing, Sal, you're not superstitious. You're just concerned. Big difference. That's how you're going to get labeled from now on.
He just wanted to
Concerned.
get his fucking CERN shit in.
Yes, I did. Secondly, you guys already have faith. Because you guys need more faith to believe that God doesn't exist than God actually exists. So your faith power is a lot more powerful than what we have because we believe what we're told. You guys went out of your way to not believe in it and find reasons why not to believe in it as opposed to go with the status quo. So you guys have faith. You're just on the other side of the spectrum.
It's way easier to be an atheist.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I don't have to sing any secular music.
Bro.
I don't have to fucking attend somebody else's fucking promo to make me feel guilty. I don't have to do any aerobics in a fucking building that doesn't have to pay any taxes on it. I don't have to get up on Sunday and fucking give devotion, faith, or anything along those lines. I don't have to say any prayers at night or before.
No, like I was raised.
See, you
Catholic.
guys
I
are
went
that
to
much
church.
closer to being
altar boy, the
atheist.
whole bit, dude. And I went and I learned all the bullshit. Had my confirmation, did the deal, and
What's
got
your
older.
confirmation name?
None of your business. Anyway, went on with the whole thing. Went on, did the whole thing, but then I stopped. I didn't go anymore because, you know, and that was the thing. God was always that overseeing scary thing growing up. And when I got old enough to realize that it wasn't, it was something to keep you in line. And the faith thing, again, I do have faith in stuff. I believe in things. I believe in spirits, and I believe in those all sorts of shit. I just don't believe in, you know, like these organized religions, same as you guys. Like it's you know, it's a personal choice of believing in certain aspects.
What would make you believe in it all against Sal? What would posed it
He'd
to
have to
them?
show up and be like, "Listen, motherfucker."
Really, like,
You know,
fucking
we're done with this, and I'd be like,
Listen,
"Wait, oh, shit,
motherfucker."
all right. Yeah, he'd have to say that too.
in Psalms 14:6.
No, listen to
And
me.
the Lord
Listen,
said unto Sal,
motherfucker.
"Listen,
If
motherfucker."
he held up the Bible, was like, "Look at this," and then smacked it when I was looking at it and hit me in the face, and I'd be like, "All right, fair enough, I get it." But you got, you know, show up. Just show up to the meeting once, and I'll believe.
I'm saying, as I say to you right now, listen, motherfucker.
Whoa. And I believe in Stevie. He's right the fuck there, and he said it to me. So everyone, understand.
Oh God.
What
We
if
are-
Wiz
we are
was
all-
the Messiah?
Oh God. So
That would turn you fucking atheist quick, wouldn't it?
you guys are dumped right the fuck out. So here's the thing. Let me ask everybody a question. Everybody in the chat room, you can answer this. So you see a guy like Stevie, a man who is elevated above pieces of shit like you guys. He's
Oh wow!
look at him. Look at Stevie. His looks. He is in physical condition, the top physical condition. He is one of the nicest people on the planet. You can actually trust him if he were to tell you, "Hey, do this, don't do this." You could trust him. He's not going to probably not molest any of your kids. He's going to be good to your animals. So why wouldn't you listen to somebody like him as opposed to somebody you've never met just because now you have to have faith in something that they're telling you have to? So I would rather put my fucking faith in Stevie, who is now the new Messiah, Stevie Christ, and you guys will all be hearing about this soon and how you can get in on it. So that's my question to the rest of you guys. Why wouldn't you put your faith in somebody you can actually trust in and know? That's all I'm going to say, as opposed to
Isn't
some
that what they
mystical
did
being-
already?
Some mystical being who is getting in the fucking ear of some guy who's reading a book that's, you know, thousands of years old, or, you know, 1,000 years old, whatever it is, and then his interpretation.
People couldn't even read it for the first 400 years afterwards.
Of
Sort of like your emails. Come on,
Uh,
let's go.
it's good.
I'm just looking to see what the tweets are already. What's going on here?
What would it take for you, Ben?
To be honest with you, more hard evidence. The Jesus stuff doesn't pop me that much. Whatever, you know, the whole story where we lose fucking whatever it is, fucking 24 years of his life, and then he comes back as a fucking X-Man. You know, I want I want the giant stuff. To be honest with you, man, that would fucking bring me back quicker. Like, and to see the pedophiles fall. It would, if they would I'll tell you that, if they would step up and go back to fucking crucifixion and fucking nail their own fucking dudes of the cross from the fucking top down, I might just say, you know what, you motherfuckers got my attention. I like what you got going on over there. I can get with that. So, you know, it sounds like a violent solution, but things like that are the only way that the future has changed forever, because the more of these dudes you let slide by, you know what I mean? What's that?
Imagine how awesome this would be, because he'd have to do it this way. Goes to Giant Stadium, Jesus shows up, and he's got the whole gimmick going. He's got the headphones on like fucking Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
And he gets all the priests, and he's like, everybody, on pay-per-view, and he's like, these are all my chosen, all my faithful. And then he says, now, everybody who's ever touched a kid, I will now send away. And everybody goes, oh shit. And he just does that, and everybody gets fucking torched in Giant Stadium. How do you not just
Dude,
jump on?
I'm Benny Hinn marking the fuck out at that point. Like,
Right?
if you could do it that quick, yeah, we don't need some big slow torture where we're banging in the nails. If you could fucking,
Yeah, but see, that's the swerve. That's the swerve in the Bible of the Antichrist and the false prophet. Somebody that would do something like that and convince people he is the Messiah. if you're talking about what we believe in the Bible, that is.
If he gets a job done, fuck it. Good job. Good work.
Then you're saying,
fucking bro. Good job.
So wait.
Fuck
so
it.
if your God from the Bible showed up and was like, all these guys in Giant Stadium, everybody say hi, and everybody goes, oh, because they're all priests, and he goes, who diddled the kid? And they're all like, oh. And he goes, but I know, I give you all a pass because I love you and you're my children. And then you go, oh shit, it's the Messiah, and you'd run over and be like, oh, kiss your feet. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, I'll give you some bread and fish. Be a good time.
Right here, here's a loaf. Here's bread, and he has fucking fish salesman running around. Fish here, fish here.
All right, I'm gonna actually.
Okay, I'm not quite that like that. But...
we got about
behind his back.
We got about 6 more to get through, but I'm gonna close it up right now because I want to get into each of us to talk about what our favorite show was in the time we have left here. To wrap it up, should be about 10 minutes each. So, GGP, why don't you set it off, man? What was your favorite show, or even a couple points that stick out to you that were like, you know, we're on the right path, we're doing the right thing, or just something you really enjoyed, man? Go ahead.
Well, my favorite one is was the All Bin weekend because, like I said, we were all together, and it was fun, you know, hanging and doing the show and filming the pilot episode. And doing all that stuff. That was my favorite moment and show that we did, the live show and all that, even though it wasn't a big topic. It was more, we just answered questions, I believe. I didn't think we covered a topic that day. But every week, man, every week, I love it. It's therapy. It's fun. We get to hang out. We talk all day, every day about all this bullshit. We laugh. You know what I'm saying? Shit goes wrong. We're there for each other. I mean, I know it sounds a little, Hallmark Channel now, but it's the truth.
I didn't think you were going to say Hallmark.
Yeah, I didn't think you said Hallmark.
I was like,
Hallmark.
So,
is there an HOM in there? What?
So, that's that. But as far as topics go, I mean, some shows like having guests on was cool, like having Wolfgang and Oleg and then I wasn't there for the Bill Burns and the Giants dude, which I wasn't on, but the show was Alberino. Yeah, that was a fantastic show. Having the Flat Earth guys on here was cool as well, getting another perspective, even though I don't believe in Flat Earth. Just covering topics, I mean, the moon landing, I totally believe is fake. We all agree about 9/11 being not what it's told. I mean, just coming together and enlightening the masses just makes me happy because seeing all these people today and all this evidence out there that you can put together if you just put 1 ounce of effort, and none of these people want to put that 1 ounce of effort or put their best foot forward, and they just listen to what is told to them and they believe it as face value, is a sad scenario. So
awesome, man. I was going to follow that up with if there was one conspiracy that you'd like to see come true or just be proven as factual. What would that be, man?
Hillary Clinton going down in a fucking blaze of
I like
fucking, not even glory, just going down and burning for her sins and all those people she's hurt.
That's a good one. That was even where I was thinking I was going to go more imaginative, just fun stuff. But I like the V for Vendetta vindictiveness that you spewed right there. Absolutely. There's nobody who deserves it more. Sally, same questions, man. What was your favorite? Shows that we've done in the last year, what stuck out, what changed you maybe, and also what would you like to see go to truth to actually become a fact instead of conspiracy?
Definitely no surprise. Absolutely no surprise when I say Tim Alberino show.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I watched a couple of his videos and I was ready to go in on him. Because, he was throwing in, we're in the Bible, and, he started talking about this shit. And I'm like, oh, come on, seriously, man? And then I listened to him that whole show, and we make the joke about it. I think I said 4 words.
Yeah.
Just listened, and I was just listening, and he changed my mind. And, put some fucking, whoa. So, to me, like, that was great. That was fucking amazing to me. And
for 2 atheists, definitely shook us down to like,
yeah, man.
Hey, man, I'm talking about science. I've got firsthand testimony, and here's the biblical prophecy, and here's the area where that guy was just on another level intelligence and to be able to orate his points the way it was, like he had it
And
all
he was
there.
entertaining. He didn't because we had some other guy, and I don't remember who he was, that was talking about this and the stars and the Saturnalia. And it's like, all right, cool.
I thought
And
you were imitating Harrison Ford there for a second.
I can't fly this plane. And but Alberino just kept me.
I didn't kill my wife.
I don't care. And so he kept me locked on, and then he actually changed my mind that I actually went and looked and started looking more into shit, and I was concerned. I was scared. I was, I threw a little bit of, oh God, all right, that's fucked.
Yeah.
It did. That was one, and that's the thing. People ask, why do you watch horror movies and stuff? I want to get scared. I want to get some kind of feeling from it. And when I left that show and I went, turned off, took my shit off, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So, and I felt it. I had that feeling of, holy fuck, if that's real, we're done.
What scared you more? I'm sorry, Bill. What scared you more? That show, or you finding that blue book when we're talking about aliens out of the fucking blue?
That was fucked up. No, that was fucked up. That was fucking so weird. And the fact that book is gone now really fucks me up.
Yeah,
that
is
really
fucked
fucks
up,
me up. But
oh, it's gone.
It's gone, dude. It's completely gone. It's out of my bag. It was out.
Doesn't that almost feel like, this is hypothetical because I know you had that for a long time, that book.
Yeah.
But like we hear about aliens selecting certain people to pass on information through real quickly, and then it's like fucking they're out of their lives. Like they enlighten you for a second and then fucking we're gone again. You know what I mean? We're not coming back for a bit. I don't know. We could be stretching with that, but that does fit into the program a little bit.
So you're saying Sal got anally probed and they took his book?
Well, those were two separate incidents. One was ECW Locker Room 96.
One had nothing to do with aliens.
Yeah, one was breaking into the business. The other one was getting some information from aliens.
Hey, you son of a bitch.
Let's just say the first Spike I worked with wasn't Dudley. But yeah, like, I don't know, like, just it was fucked up. But and as far as something of truth, like to just prove it, I would love to see the reptilians. I would love to have them be like, here it is, done. Because again, that would go back into whoever showed up from the Bible and was like, I'm here. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, there he is. So yeah,
I'd love to
you guys were right.
I'd love to have Ike on, mainly about that. Absolutely, because
I feel like he wouldn't talk about lizards. I think he'd go into taxes and churches and fucking fly off over here. Yeah, wouldn't. He'd stick away from the aliens because that was the thing where he'd go. That's what kind of got him on the map, and everybody's like, "You're a crazy motherfucker."
Yeah, but I think we'd be so receptive to him, he would talk about it. I think what he's doing now is he's playing it a little more conservatively.
Safer, yeah.
But if his audience says, like us, hey man, tell us about it because these people can't be fucking human. No, I mean, if we can give him the curse, that'd be awesome too, because we've never heard the guy curse in one presentation.
We can make David
curse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he like they're saying in Wildcard Josh in the chat room says Ike shifted away from that. Remember when they were like, oh, he's just using that as a metaphor for the Jewish state and in Israel and all that shit. But then more and more fucking shapeshifter shit started to come out, and people were like, what the fuck? And then there was the talk of the alien gun battle versus the fucking Marines and shit and all that stuff that went down, right, in the tunnels. So, and then obviously Denver Airport kind of plays into that too. So it'd be interesting, to go back and revisit that reptilian alien stuff, because even what's his name, Corey Good talks about avians, more bird-like people. The fact that there's a bird-like fucking race, of course, why wouldn't there be an alien race if we have those same reptiles and poultry, fucking, birds and all that as far as that goes here. So it plays
like dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah, we're conditioned to lizards more than that. That would make more sense than almost anything. Yeah, Kayfabosaurus. But definitely would like to see Ike on. I think those are absolutely some of the best memories, you know, Alberino was a guest I've even emailed that we must have fucked up because he's faved us since, or else he's been unpersoned. I haven't really seen or heard from him in the community doing a lot of stuff.
Well, they haven't done anything new with the Gen 6 productions.
Yeah, maybe they got the fucking kibosh, you know.
Maybe they spent too much money on the airplane tickets to go on a freaking, you know.
When they went to Sardinia, yeah. But I'll tell you what, man, he sent us that copy of that fucking Holocaust of the Giants. And if you guys, we want you to buy our merch. But even if not, it's worth it for the digital buy to go check that out. If you're really into Giants Conspiracy, Gen 6 Productions, Holocaust of the Giants, you can go back and listen to that show. I think it was October of 2017.
It was early on, man.
Yeah.
We were like fresh doing this was the beginning of the Horsemen. They would talk about luck. We lucked out getting Alberino on.
Yeah.
We were trying to get Steve Quayle.
Right.
Thinking, we got Alberino, and it turned out even better than we thought.
Yeah. So, I mean, we pop for these guys, and they are.
Who sent them the email? Was it you, Ben?
Yeah.
So maybe you should teach Stevie how to send an email to David Icke.
Well, actually, I didn't. Stevie does the email. I do the call. I called up there, and it was like a way out Midwest, almost far west gem store where they do geodes and things like that, or they take. I don't know if you've ever been to Wyoming, but there'll be places that sell like big rocks where you can cut them in half and get the gemstones out of them. They're selling big pieces of gemstone.
Yeah, we have them right back here to clean the air, all that stuff.
I'm sorry to cut you off, and I just brain fart. I just was talking to somebody in the chat room. Chemex was the name of the fucking cement place.
Oh, okay, good callback.
Yeah, because I had my Chemex. Anyway, doesn't matter.
No, it's fine. But that's where those guys worked. That's where Quayle and Alberino actually work. And like Quayle didn't want to do it, so they put us on Alberino. Alberino was phenomenal. He actually stole that documentary. And if you haven't checked out Tim Alberino on YouTube, his CERN shoot that's a half hour is phenomenal too. Like so high level. That's what we wanted to have him back on for. So hopefully we can. But I agree, Sal. I think that episode, even though we were, green to the game a bit.
It was so green. It's funny.
Yeah. Didn't something fuck up with DGP's audio right in the beginning?
I wasn't there.
No, there was another guest. Something fucked up where you were all fucked over.
He was fucked up, but Bill Burns you weren't there for.
Oh yeah.
No, I was there for
He
Burns.
was there for Bill Burns.
My kids wouldn't shut up. Remember?
Yeah, because remember Bill Burns?
That's right.
His kids.
That could be fucking running of the year right there. We'll give it on GGP's kids. It was either against GGP's kids, Odin, or Stevie's wife. One of those three. And it was actually, with the early voting came in and it was GGP's kids actually walked away with that one.
Nice.
Odin's hot about it. Yeah, man, that show I think sticks out among all others as just something that was like, wow, we're in for a fucking masterclass doctorate level education right here after watching this movie. And you guys definitely check it out, because for the two atheists to be like, fuck, I wish they would have taught this shit in Sunday school a lot more, I might fucking still be down, because that's, after the Smithsonian's kayfabed it and fucking the Vatican, and then we have these firsthand accounts of people finding giant bones, and these aren't workers. These people have no reason to fucking, unless they're extremely paid off, but we can smell a work a mile away for a paid worker, and these old timers from Sardinia seemed as legit as it gets, man.
And just for a heads up, anybody interested in researching this, I was thinking this week, and I was talking to a couple people about finding the Book of Job, to kind of where can you look it up. One of the sections, Book of Giants, is actually free on Amazon.
Wow.
So like if people want to go just check that shit out, it's actually up on Amazon. You can get it for free.
Send that link in the chat. I'd definitely look at it. Somebody in the chat room, Lone Wolf GAM, says, what about the buzzer that interrupted Wolfgang's promo? I don't remember that. Have I CT'd that out?
Wasn't it a phone?
Something happened, or I remember his fucking somebody was calling him about the girl who did the promo about Parkland, saying there was a second shooter while we were talking to him. But that might have been just Stevie and I in the locker room that day.
Yeah, that's what it was. Someone was calling up saying it it was a a hit and all this stuff. They were like screaming in those answering machine, and he had an old school answering machine. It wasn't like a digital voicemail.
Yeah, it was in the background with a tape gimmick, the whole nine. It was good.
Nice.
Stevie, your favorite episodes and favorite moments, and what? Sorry, Stevie, I'm taking it back. Sal, what would you like to see come true as a conspiracy?
Did you get hit in the fucking head?
He just said the Giants.
I just
dude.
said.
Oh,
the
you would like to see that?
Oh, the reptilians. I mean, yeah.
Would you get hit in the head too?
Yeah,
No,
I
I
did.
thought you saw that was your favorite. I didn't know if there was any others that you want to see.
No,
but
Tim
fine.
Alberino was my favorite. The one thing I want proof. I just want. Hey, actually, let's blanket that. I want all the aliens. I want the bullshit avians, the ones from fucking Earth Girls Are Easy. I want to see all those fuckers come out. I want to see all of them. The Nordics, all of them.
The whole fucking Senate from Star Wars.
Yeah, everybody show up and be like, go.
The whole Jedi
fuck
Council.
yourselves. Yeah.
Steve Areno.
You know what else? Okay.
Go ahead. Stevie, what's your favorite episode, man?
I'd have to go along with you guys and then add Bill Burns onto it. Growing up watching UFO Hunters, UFO Files, which I still watch on Netflix or if I come across it on YouTube. He was somebody that was, we're sensitive to it now. The way he was presented on that show was kind of like not what we were given on the full interview. He was awesome on the interview, and I wish they could have given him that kind of credibility instead of being the old kook in the bomber's jacket and sunglasses. He's a really smart guy, really cool, and just happenstance, like you said, we went to his show, and we let everybody mark out for him. Then we walked up and just pitched him to be on the show, and he said yes, gave you the email that quick, and it was just like, man, that was cool. It was cool to see somebody who I'd seen on TV for years and just be, that open and then have him on there. So, Alberino right up there just because I had no idea about the Giants. Why is everybody laughing?
No, I'm actually legit smiling because I think we all had the same comment after the show. We're all like, oh, man, I wish he was my grandpa. Like, everybody was just so into him. I felt great after the show. It was just like, that was really cool. So
I was super bummed because I wanted to interview him about the Georgia Guidestones and he never got back to me. I'm sure he's busy and you never know about health concerns or anything. But man, I wish I could have sat down with him over Skype and recorded that as part of the Guidestones thing. What I would like to see, what I think would be like, the excitement of the alien stuff or free energy or any other stuff of changing society. But I think I would hope most for people to get out of the slavery system. This system we're in where we feel like that the harder and longer you work, it's already been proven you're not going to get rewarded for it in the end with the way the system takes from you all the time as time goes on. I'd like to see those change figuratively and literally be broken from us, and that Christian work ethic that you have to work really long and really hard in order to feel like you've accomplished something. We need to be more enlightened, and we need to shift our focus and our mental, emotional, and spiritual energy and physical to stuff that means more and actually start enjoying our time while we're here.
Bravo to that. I feel what we're doing right now is kind of a step forward in enlightenment for that. That's one thing I'm proud of, Stevie, and you actually said it and pointed it out, was that the way we came together, and I'm a firm believer in this improv thing, is the best will always find each other. And, Sal and I becoming friends back in OVW, and then seeing the post between Sal and Papadon and kind of getting tagged on that, and then seeing your shoot name, and then you and I becoming friends. I mean, all in a year. Doesn't it seem like we've known each other for so much longer?
Yeah, it was like fate.
And seeing and this is not a knock on Stevie, like always seeing glimpses of Stevie. Like I've never had too much interpersonal contact with you, like except through Danny and them, and then in the locker room and stuff, it was always a passing thing, like, oh, there's Stevie, okay, cool. I never ran into Stevie, except in social situations and blah blah blah. And then and again, I always thought he never liked me because he never talked.
I thought you didn't like me either.
Yeah, he just never talked to me. And so it was one of those things. But again, I knew him through other guys, through the boys, and then me and you, we knew each other from ECW of just passing. Ben, like, I'd see you at the Queen shows, and it was, oh, hey, dude, hey. And then we did the thing with your buddy who passed, and then But so like all those things, and then Papadon just seeing it again, indie show here, okay, this guy here, passing, and then not
Same
knowing
neighborhood?
we were the fucking neighbors for all that bullshit. So to me, it just worked out funny, and again, no coincidences, but you're like kind of weird.
No,
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
No, it is weird because I met Vin through Mondo at an Excite show.
Right.
And we started talking, and then 5 minutes later, we're just talking about conspiracy theories. And Mondo was out of the conversation, like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Mondo ain't ready to handle that yet, man. I love him,
You
but
know?
that's how he is, man. Holy
And
fuck,
then-
Sheik.
Yeah, and then, hey, pal, everything's at work, Mondo,
Yeah.
And then meeting you was great because I just died laughing with my race, cutting a racist promo on La Parca and seeing you piss your pants from the corner of my eye, became trying to pop Sal has become a pastime of mine now, and then Stevie working with him was a pleasure, even though he didn't want to do anything, he didn't want to take any off, he didn't want to sell. I'm kidding. But I remember the day that I tagged all you guys on and you were like, Stevie, you're a believer? And then boom, we all came together.
Yeah.
So
And then Stevie and I, based off of that, did just kind of the first thing together of what are your favorite ones, where I was featuring him as, the wrestling legend that he is. Now I don't give a fuck about that anymore. But, it's...
And just
More than
think,
that,
today,
so
everybody's
now
here.
I'm fucking Jesus. So
Yeah,
I'm
now-
not
now-
fucking
now
wrestling.
you've
here on
elevated
the
to
first
Christ.
step of the path of Stevie Enlightenment. If you guys have all just take the words he just said, that could be right on the stones that we will all start carrying.
Jay and
Joseph,
Silent Bob had Buddy Christ. We have Kitty Christ. There we
That's
go.
That's it.
No, cat. Don't say kitty because where your accent,
Oh,
it
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
different.
Why, Kitty? What's wrong with Kitty?
Hey,
It sounds like you're saying kids.
Oh, Kitty. Gotcha.
I gotta say, my favorite episode is probably I definitely love the Alberino one. I love the CERN one, the Bill Burns as well. But to me, that Dear Wolfgang episode was so strong. Another one where we were just like, not that GGP and I have much hair left to push back, but we were
I
just
have a full head of hair, dude. I choose to shave it.
we were just like, so humbled. And when you can take 4 egos in wrestling, not to say we're all egomaniacs here or anything like that, but like, and just shut them down and like make us marks again. And you're there listening. The way he broke down Sandy Hook logistically fundamentally changed how I look at false flag attacks, at anything that's set up based on, and we've been getting a lot of these warnings. We got one today of a drill,
King's College or something?
yeah,
King's
active
College, yeah.
shooter drills and things like that. The capstone practicum of FEMA working together with the entire town. And
That was my first time ever hearing that. From him.
and to not look at things as emotionally, because this shit can easily trigger so many emotions, and emotions are very powerful. It's the chemicals our body's making, and there's no way to escape them aside from some meditation practices, really, where you get back in control. To hear him as a professional and put it forward that way, and then to watch the Marty Leeds piece, and then to watch that piece get taken down off the internet, it's there. Like that, there is no more roadmap to truth when they're trying to silence that type of shit. And I totally downloaded it. I've got it saved. I probably should do some dummy channels to put it back out there, because the main 3 places it was hosted are all gone now. And that's why it really sticks out. Whether he was on with us for Vegas to talk about that, and I think that's where the buzzing actually happened, is when he was on for the Vegas show. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and listen to it. CTE got me all fucked up. But the Sandy Hook thing keeps revisiting and rearing its tragic head in our conversations, because we just did the Alex Jones show, and of him being banned. And I even went to InfoWars today, and it wasn't that dummy site. I couldn't even load InfoWars. So
It's a work.
I agree. And you can go back and listen to that show and decide for yourself. I thought that was a great show. We all kind of get cornered with our own postulate. Nothing that we are 100% married to, but we have to shoot our way out, talking out the angle. And I thought it was a great show for all of us. But what fucks me up is that we were all there for the follow-up with Leonard Posner in November when he was suing Wolfgang. And all we hear about Alex is that, he's been pulled from Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. What the fuck's the chick one? Etsy.
Pandora.
And Pandora.
He got pulled from Etsy too?
Etsy. So fucking all that shit got pulled in a matter of 12 hours. Then they follow it up with the second soundbite of he was also being sued by Sandy Hook families, including the father of Noah Posner, who was killed, Leonard Posner. And then, boom, that's it, right? Now, for the Nancy Browns at home, we fucking know that that's just a name. So like, poor Leonard Posner and little Noah Posner. Now, the reality is of what we know is Leonard Posner was suing Wolfgang Halbig in November. Was it the 11th, I want to say? It might have been later than that. But that was when he would have had to come and testify on record. What's he do within fucking 16 hours before that? They dropped the whole fucking lawsuit so Leonard Posner doesn't have to testify, go on and have it there. When Wolfgang accused him, or, I guess allegedly this guy has possibly up to 6 aliases and that Noah Posner never even existed. And then this guy does this at the 11th hour. Boy, isn't that a fucking telltale sign? But do they ever say that shit on MSNBC, CNN, even Fox fucking News? No, they didn't. They don't put any of that over. But here's the Horsemen, 4 fucking pro wrestlers who are reaching out to the actual sources who are being demonized, who have no voice. And because you guys who are our diehard fans listen, now at least a little bit of fucking truth has gotten out there. So when you hear the Alex Jones banning and fucking Leonard Posner's names in passing, to me, that all relates back to what we did in October and November, you guys. From the fucking October was Las Vegas shooting. Doesn't that seem like an eon ago?
Yeah.
Everything that's happened since then, from Parkland to fucking the Summer of Heat,
Orlando, and all this other shit.
So, I don't want to demoralize us as like we're just 4 pro wrestlers and we're talking shit because we see everything as a work and we work the fucking world. That's what we do. That's why we have great insight and we have good camaraderie because we all love each other and the brotherhood of that. But fucking, that's a real deal fucking thing. That's a guy whose life is being affected. Remember they said they went after his sons and shit like that.
Yeah. They knew all the schedules of the wife and the kids and shit.
And that's a guy who will pick up on the fucking second ring when you call him still too. And a guy who's in his 70s who shouldn't have to be doing this shit, leading a fight, and he's one of the only ones and being demonized. To me, that's a fucking one of the greatest Americans we have probably in this country today, who's willing to stand up and fucking put his life on the line. And because he's probably out there so much, that's why they can't fuck with him. Totally.
And remember what happened on a pale horse, how that shit ended.
Yeah, ran him off the road how many times and all that shit, right?
You know what I mean? So, and like Alex Jones, I know he's at work and everything else, but still, like, look how that shit ended for...
No, I'm not saying he's at work. We all know he's at work.
What's going on? Yeah. But I'm saying, like, what Ben's talking about, them dropping down the hammer on people and, cutting off the voice. Even if it's, a work, they're cutting off the freedom of speech.
I agree.
And like I said, look how it ended for the other cat, who was basically the rival of Alex Jones. He was the first Alex Jones.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's the one that sticks out to me the most. All the other ones the guys have mentioned, absolutely. Antarctica, fascinating to me. I'd love to see what truths could come out of that if that's truly exposed. The truth I want, though, is the Mandela Effect, and I believe it to be true. Which, relates to multiverse theory, which relates to the fact that we can fucking time travel, we can fucking dimension travel, we can do all that kind of shit, man, which, is going to lead to some form of immortality. And will we get to see it as old as fucking we are, 41 next week?
I'm 28. Ask Tom.
Yeah, I'm shitty at that.
28 with fucking 9 kids. Jesus Christ.
No,
he's from New York. So.
No, Stevie Christ.
Yeah. Don't use his name in vain, please.
Yeah. You know, that's one that still sticks out to me
Also,
because
I just want to point out, I hope everybody got the
Sure.
screenshot of Stevie doing the so is above, so is below hand symbol.
I saw that.
Everybody watch that?
They're asking me if this is a mason jar. This is actually a mason jar from Cozy Noodles and Rice, CozyChicago.com. If you're ever over by Wrigley Field, you want the best Thai food, absolutely CozyChicago.com. You got to go there. And you guys, you would love that place. I think I sent you pictures. It's all fucking toys all the way around the whole fucking place inside, like everything from, you know, New Japan toys to fucking Cubs stuff. It's the best place in Chicago. I always go there. Big time celebrity. You know, but with Mandela Effect, why do I love it and why do I want it to be true? It's the one that's going to wake people up the most. We were saddled with JFK for how many years? Decades, right?
Yeah.
And that was like our dude, if this is how it was, da da da. And then Mandela Effect 2012 changed everything on a fucking dime, and just there's just so many that you don't have to beat people over the head with 9/11 truth. You can lead them there. It's a beautiful lead, carrot and stick, to get them to go into something, because they're going to remember Berenstain Bears. They're going to remember Mirror Mirror on the Wall. They're going to remember Sex in the City. You know, they're going to remember Sweet Dreams Are Made of These instead of this. And
it's like a little lube before you fucking stick it in.
Yeah, it is that. It's definitely a lube. And once you fucking got them, now you can approach a conversation because they believe you and they're on your side already. And you switch their mindset pretty quickly based off of that. So Mandela Effect, definitely, maybe not. I mean, I love the show we did, no doubt about it.
We did a show on Mandela Effect?
No. We're doing a whole one on Muffle Sparks, though.
You know, there's another thing that I want to see come into fruition really, really bad. I want the Federal Reserve to go away.
Yeah, you might get that, right? I saw some Trump news that way where things kind of changed that way, too.
I am solely convinced that they go away. The root of the problem, of a lot of the problems in this world, will disappear with it.
Well, that's the whole thing of the slavery system, with using money and printing money and debt and all that stuff. That would be the first step. Somebody just put in the chat room that Russo's hosting Rocky Mountain Pro. I wonder if that's one of the tape shows that he's doing.
It might be.
Yeah. And also, quick wrestling news before we go. It'd probably be a tease for the locker room. Dave Meltzer was fat shaming one of the girls. So everybody talked about Russo. And the funny thing is that, you know, the girl came back and was like, what would you have me do? Because he said she was a lot lighter in NXT. So he apologized.
You meant her skin color, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was work rate.
He apologized or something. Well, he did his little tweet, but he doesn't really whatever. But, you know, this is the thing. And all the wrestlers in WWE are tweeting him and tweeting her and selling for this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you bring him down or whatever, but this is all he needs to get more attention. And him and also the satin stuff and everything seems to be okay because they're not, you know, Vince Russo. So not so much sticking up for Vince, but it has to be both ways.
Fuck that.
So
I'll stick up for Vince. Fuck all those guys. Fuck Satin. Fuck Meltzer. And if you want fat jokes, get 1001 Bin Hameen Nia Jax fat jokes at Amazon.com. I don't give a flying fuck about what they want to double down in social justice or the fucking locker room at this point. I'm fucking 2 glasses of Evan Williams in. You know, like Sally, I know you like that.
Yeah,
one.
but there's a difference between you saying it, even though I don't agree.
Why
with
the
it.
fuck is there a difference between me saying it? I'm way more
Because you're
fucking
in the
legit
business.
than Meltzer is.
I
Yeah.
just think, people need
exactly
to
what I'm
beat the
saying.
shit out of Meltzer. That's what it is. These guys are the fucking little turds who need an ass beating. And then they would shut the fuck up. Instead of everybody tweeting on him, fucking stomp a hole in him. And I guarantee he shuts his fucking mouth because that's how you handle it. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm with you guys exactly on all that shit, man. So
That's what Stevie's thinking. I just get to say it.
Allegedly.
Stevie wouldn't. He's already forgiven him. That's what Stevie
Yeah,
Christ does.
Yes,
Big Stevie
he'll
Christ.
come to confession. I just that's the kind of stuff. We're living in a fucking ridiculously stupid time where paying so much attention to this. I just don't understand these, and I'm going to say it and feel so old. I don't understand these kids selling so hard for people on Twitter in the first place, but selling so hard for this guy because he's the smartest guy, because by everybody doing that puts him right there and there's got to be somebody who's going to subscribe just to listen
Yeah.
to what he has to say.
When you're saying they're selling for him, are they taking his side or they're
No, they're tweeting him or
Dude,
talking
why
or
would a
tagging him on
WWE
Twitter.
star fucking even say anything back to Meltzer?
They shouldn't.
Exactly. That's what. And as soon as they do,
every one of them are.
And because they
again,
want another star in their match. Who fuck do I know? You know,
But
it's ridiculous.
that's exactly the point. Think about this back in the day, okay? If somebody mouthed off, and all I keep thinking about is fucking John Stossel and fucking David Schultz. You know, it's work. Sure. Sure it is. You know what? You mouth off to the wrong people and you get a fucking smack.
I've done it.
Do you think Dave Meltzer would talk as much shit if he knew he had to see somebody in person and they were going to beat the shit out of him? There was a chance he was going to catch a smack in the mouth for being an asshole.
did you see fucking Cornette shit his pants when Santino walked up to him earlier in the year?
But that's what I'm saying.
You didn't see
Everything
that? It was
right
at a
now-
Comic-Con. He fucking walked right up on him, and like he wasn't like grabbing him and shit. He's like, "Oh, you want to fucking do something now? You want to hit me now?" And,
And,
like,
and it all backed down.
yeah, Cornette went full like, you know, like let me get loud and crazy as a fucking defense mechanism instead of like, and while Santino's like, "I'll fucking tune you up right here."
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's turned into everybody, oh, you know what? I'm going to fire back and I'm going to tweet on him and that'll get him. Yeah, now if this guy showed up at a show, which he doesn't, you know, he's not going to go to a show that Ben's going to be at or Papadon's going to be at where you're going to fucking smack him in the mouth if he talks shit to you. You know what I mean? Like he'd rather sit online and get his news over the phone and then be fucking ironic and smart ass on Twitter. All these guys, every one of them, nobody would talk shit if they had to look somebody face to face and make a joke to someone's face.
I want to give everybody out there just how much credibility he really has. Where I got interviewed for an Oregon paper about Colby Covington, which it's well known that I've been working with Colby for many months with John Hartnett and American Top Team, and helping him out with the foundation of where he's at now. He's done all the work, but we laid a foundation for where we wanted him to go to get the press that he's gotten. He reached out to Meltzer first because he came to me and he said, and I'm telling him this, he goes, "Oh, that's weird." He goes, I reached out to Dave Meltzer and he said that Colby got all his, he might have used the word probably, which is his out. Oh yeah, he probably did this, or his sources. But he says, well, Meltzer said that Colby got all of his promo coaching at Impact. And I'm like, well, okay, well, that's not true. And he's like, well, Meltzer said that. Like, he was literally arguing with me when I've spent months with this guy and footage just exists of me working with him and training with him to say that somebody that lives in California on the other side of the country has a more accurate representation where my name wasn't even brought up by this supposed credible wrestling journalist. Real quick, though, I said, well, I'm going to debunk it right now because, number one, it's not true because myself and John Hartnett did it, but Colby did all the work. So I kept diffusing it with Colby is the one that carried the ball. We just tweaked a little bit. I go, but for him to say Impact, first of all, he didn't go to Impact for a few months after we started working. Second of all, Impact tape once every 3 to 4 months. So how much coaching could they really even give them when they were in Florida? It's just stuff like that for the $12 a month, or even if it was 12 cents a month. These guys, and you can tell, you guys know a bullshitter. You guys know when somebody's just making it up in their head. Like what I'm talking about right now, have you heard me go, but you know how he stops, starts, and he's fumbling over his words until he can think of the story that he needs to narrate. Have I done that once, talking in this chronological order of how Colby, John, myself, Lambert, all these people have crafted this personality, which is an extension of Colby's real feelings of how he feels about the UFC and everybody in it? Have I stuttered? Have I stumbled? Have I stopped and started to try to buy myself time to say, this is what happened? You know, every fucking thing that this guy talks about, that's his style of, he makes it up. Sorry. And if he doesn't make it up, shame on you, WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, for giving him access to the locker room. You shouldn't do it.
Bravo.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's 100 right there, keeping it fucking really 110 right there, man. I mean, he's not in the know. He's in the blow and fucking whatever else fucking gas he's on that's got his head all fucked up thinking he's over because he's not over. Not at all. And, you know, when it comes to anybody drinking the Meltzer seltzer, then you already fucked up, really. Like, if that's who you're quoting as your source. Even the shit we read in the locker room is ridiculous when it comes to Observer. But yeah, Allah, you guys, man. This is what other memories, moments, anything that, or even going forward in the rest of the year 2018, 2019. What are your hopes, Conspiracy Horseman wise? Love to hear what you guys got to say in the chat room as well. We definitely want to line up some bigger, more incredible guests for you. We got some wrestling guests coming on. We'd love to get David Icke. We're you know, as we said earlier, Jericho, hopefully get that date hammered out soon. Also, the director of this new movie for what's Bigelow's place called? Skinwalker Ranch, where there's a new documentary of that coming out. He said he'd come on. We're going to get on the ball this week, you guys, and try and get some new guests booked. As well as whatever conspiracies that you want us to check out. You know, we mentioned a couple of days, some new ones that we want to look into. But go around the horn. Big Sal, what are you looking forward to, man, going forward?
Going forward, I definitely do want to go back to Skinwalker Ranch. I want to get into more of Bigelow stuff because he's fucking interesting as shit, man. Like,
yeah,
all the shit he had going on, and like when he got involved with MUFON and, you know, again, a whole bit, but he is somebody I kind of hold up there as one of the guys that gets overlooked in a lot, not in the UFO field. Everybody knows who Bigelow is, but for the most part, you mentioned Bigelow, he gets overlooked because he's not out there every day fucking yelling and screaming and, hey, look at me. Like Elon Musk. I love Elon Musk because he's fucking hysterical. Because he's a crazy little man with a lot of money. It's awesome.
I saw that his board of directors want him to stop tweeting like Trump.
Yeah, but like to me, that's what puts him over for me. I love crazy people like that. That's awesome. But Robert Bigelow, he's just as crazy. And when I say crazy, I mean that in a respectful manner because, dude is smart as fuck. You know, he's not stupid. There's a difference between stupid and crazy.
I think he's got his hands on alien technology and he just does not give a fuck at all anymore. He's like, fuck dealing with it.
He said it in an interview.
Yeah.
I don't care.
This is something we want to get into, like, and we do want to do the show on it, but like, you know, it's been out there. This guy wanted to build a space station for when this fucking planet goes tits up and he sets everybody up there. Like, he wants to build that. He wants to do Deep Space Nine. That's his idea. And he was building it. He was building that shit. And then when, you know, he just came out, and again, he did come out and he's like, yeah, we got it. Who cares? What are you going to do to me? Like, nothing. You can't do anything to him.
I don't plan on it.
You know, we talk about all these people like, you know, oh, they got suicide and all this shit. How are you going to suicide a guy who's prepared for it? And if anybody's prepared for it, it's that motherfucker.
Yeah, he's got the money and resources. He probably got a clone of himself where he actually can upload his consciousness right into it. If anybody's got it, it's him.
Wouldn't doubt
it. Stevie, what are you looking forward to next year, man?
I think just the hardest thing that can be, you know, moving forward for a lot of media stuff is probably consistency, and we've proven a great deal of consistency, and that's something that just once that happens and people count on us once a week, whether it's Wednesday at 6:15 or whatever it is, you know, you see how it's growing every single week. It becomes something that people, you know, look forward to and sometimes almost count on to make sure it's a real bona fide information source. So we continue to be that. I would love to have a few more times a year where we can get together, shoot some video, have our own little series that we create with episodes that we don't have to worry about anybody else. And I'm looking at you, Patriot Supply 2019.
That's right. Get your official Conspiracy Horseman bug out bags.
Sing the song. Sing the song.
Oh, extend your life with Extendovite. Yeah, pal. Extendovite. Yeah, look at me.
Make the world smile.
I'm a genetic jackhammer. I'll make you smile, and then you'll give me a hug. Yeah. All right. GGP. I got your resume, pal. Sorry, there's no spots open right now. But what are you looking forward to 2018, 2019? Which way do you want to see things going, man? What are you predicting?
For us as a unit, I would like
What are you feeling?
for us to continue to grow and prosper. And
Unit grow.
Are you a good ghost or are you a bad ghost?
hold on. Let me read the email. The cat jumped over the fence.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I'm going to send you that one with no fucking punctuation. I want you to read it.
Okay. I want more interaction with the fans. I think we're able to connect with them on a very down to earth level.
Have you seen your interaction with the fans on Twitter?
Yeah.
Have you read your own? Go back and read your own feed of the last fucking week.
And they enjoy it, dude.
I want more car accidents in Atlanta. That's what it sounds like. Like one more.
No, but what I'm saying is this: I want the fans to be more interactive with us, whether it's through the satchel or through tweets or whatever the case may be. I want everyone in the Conspiracy Horseman Army to go out and tell two of their friends and have them tell two of their friends and so on and so forth, where our fan base grows exponentially in 2019.
I'm sorry.
What?
What does it grow?
Very large.
Exponentially?
Exponentials.
What'd I say? What'd you think?
Exponential?
You nailed it. No, you didn't say anything wrong. You said it. You said it perfectly.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh.
I hope you fucking step on a crack and break your fucking back. Anyhow, where was I now? Fuck, now I have a brain
You hope we
fart.
grow exponentially.
Once the exponential explanation.
Exponentially.
Yeah.
Anyhow. It's such a dick. Anyway, I want us to be more. I want our brand to grow. I want us to grow alongside with the fans and take them on a journey of enlightenment and free thought. And you know what? It'd be nice to get paid to do this. But if we have another year where we don't make $1 like we did in 2018, it's not the worst thing in the world because we're doing the right thing for the right reasons. You know what I mean? And it's
Right.
brought the four of us together. So that's cool.
No, that's a great way to look at it, man.
I also don't want to lose my spot to Uncle Vince.
I definitely do want to say, like, at the live show, I had a fucking great time talking to the fan. Like, doing that live thing was fucking great.
Yeah.
If we can figure out a way to do, like, do that sort of setup where if we got our own fucking little turd to be our producer and like read us things,
Sure.
and then we could answer.
We
back.
did. His name
Well, if we
was
don't-
fucking Triple D from fucking Dippin'
Well, he's the
Donuts.
fifth horseman. If anyone's the fifth horseman, it's Triple D.
Yeah.
Well,
But if we had a guy that was
but-
tech savvy, I mean, we just need a tech
Somebody else
savvy
who's
guy,
nimble with the gimbal.
You know.
I
Someone's
have four stick mics that we can plug into a speaker or two, and then still run it and record the audio off of those. I wanted something similar to what Bill Burns had on a smaller scale, where we have a room or something like we thought we would in Dynasty, where we would have people come in and be a little bit of an audience.
That's what I thought would be a great idea, and I had such a great time doing that. Like I love doing like Papa Don. I love interacting with the fans. It makes them see how we really are. There is no bullshit. There is no script. We didn't come in like fully loaded with ideas. Like, we're just gonna go work off of what they send us for a show like that. I think they would like that as much as I did. I thought it was great, and I would love to do more of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the next thing for us is more speaking engagements together. Whoever's going to be the first and really get it down the right way with the right audience is going to strike gold, and they're going to see, that there's nobody else who's got the camaraderie that the four of us have together, the same honesty and locker room eyes that the rest of the wrestling industry has, but isn't talking necessarily on this level because they're not as interested. It doesn't drive who they are. It really drives all four of us, really, of what's going on day to day. And really, we should, Patreon sell our chat if need be. You'd have to sign a waiver or something. We couldn't be sued later, but
and NDA would be like
NDA would be
till like 2072, like a JFK style.
Yeah. But then when we're immortal, we're fucked after that. But for me, it's been an incredible year. When I wanted to start, this thing is an offshoot of Hameen's Hardcore Happy Hour with WrestleZone, and that really started fucking up the process. Yeah. And, the falling out with them made me start my own thing, and Alex Jones saying, hey, don't fucking rely on my media platform. I'm not going to be here all the time. And really feel in a year we've built something that will last a lifetime, even to look back on it, because it's going to live digitally forever unless there's a mass EMP and everything goes out. I hope for nothing but the best health-wise and family-wise for all my Conspiracy Horseman brothers, so we can keep doing this through their understanding, to know that we're doing something bigger than just for ourselves. You guys have made us feel that way. As much of a personality as each four of us really are, we can be humbled with information or a personal story from your life. And those are the bigger moments, even if we impact one person as opposed to the masses. That makes it worth everything we're doing. And we'd be doing this anyway just to fucking hear the sound of our own voices, because we are
except for that cunt Armand. Fuck that kid.
Yeah, screw that guy. But everybody in twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horseman chat room has been awesome tonight. All the great ratings we get on iTunes. I mean, some of the things people write on iTunes are super humbling as well. We'll leave that 5-star rating, and we either have 5-star, I think we have 4 1-stars, because it's just trolls, disco cunts trying to fuck with us. But I don't sweat that for a minute. All the comments at hackerhameen.podbean.com, wherever you guys are finding us. If you found us and you're hooked, we're meant to be together. And that's just the way it is, because we have this similar mindset, and that's the most important thing. Would I love to see you guys troll Science Channel and tell them to greenlight it on Twitter? Absolutely, because fuck it. We hear these, production people or our agent tell us, no, let it happen. No, we make things happen. We're fucking stronger than any fucking Hollywood game. That's why we're over, because we don't play no fucking games. We don't have to fucking curb our enthusiasm or whatever, our religiousness.
That's just growing exponentially.
Yeah, well, religious.
Did I say the wrong fucking word? White people are hard on that. Did I say the wrong word again?
Yeah, it's exponentially, but not there's no D in it. But we'll get it right next time. I still love you.
What is it? There's no D in it?
Yeah, there's no D in exponentially.
Exponentially is growing.
There is D.
Exponentially is like a dental thing.
But there is D. There is D in your mouth right now, so fucking.
I was gonna say something like that, but you guys are being serious, so fuck yourself. Something like that.
But it really is about you core guys in the fan base, because this shit can easily get out of hand. You can't just talk this shit at Thanksgiving dinner, because you're gonna get fucking booed out of the room. But here. This is the safe space for free thought, if there is a bigger oxymoron, I guess, at this point. So I just want to say thank you for all the listeners. People call this the flagship show. There really isn't a flagship show on hackerhameen.podbean.com. Billy Ray Valentine does a great job. I want to thank Crow 777. I want to thank Bill Burns. I want to thank Wolfgang Helbig. I want to thank Paul on a Plane. Forgive me, I'm forgetting our Saturnalia guest right now. Tim Alberino. Perry Saturn. Shout out to Perry Saturn.
Saturnalia show. We can talk about that for hours and hours.
But, without
with a false flagship.
With a false flagship.
I made that up myself. I did not steal that from the chat room. I made that up myself. Fuck you, Armand.
Everybody who's participated up to this point, who's bought merch from all the Pro Wrestling Tees store, from the people who made us logos, who are into this shit. It's all that group mind. It's all that shared experience, and we know something's fucked up. And this is what truth seeking should be. Shout out to the people on the corners in New York still yelling about 9/11 truth, but this is where the changes are going to get made in a more mass form. So I appreciate that every day that I'm taking air in, and I appreciate all my Conspiracy Horseman brothers. I love you all, and this has been one of the best years of my life, and I thank you for making it that way.
And also, guys, I know we're not supposed to we're not supposed to put the fucking pieces of shit over in the room, but you guys, Citizen Slim, the cool kids, Citizen Slim, Scotling, Garbage X, Scott Mosier, Lone Wolf Gam, the guys who are here week in and week
Iron
out.
Patriot, all those guys. Larry Agner.
Larry's constantly giving us shit. Naked Genius.
All our producers, Big Ray, Bello, all those guys who fucking support.
This fucking guy couldn't remember one company name, but he remembers all the fans' fucking Twitter handles.
I'm sitting here reading them in the chat room.
What a work! What a work!
But I remembered it. It came to my mind anyway.
Theory Girl, Lisa Torch, an awesome guest.
Theory Girl, yeah,
absolutely. All our love to you.
Justin French, all those. She's still here. She's on my horror podcast.
Yeah. And everybody who's in the Hameen Media discussion group too. You guys you're fully interactive, whether it's Suffering, Raw, SmackDown, or SummerSlam, Horseman style. Listen to Billy Ray, Crow, all that shit. All my producers here at hackerhameen.podbean.com. Not to get too sentimental, but I just want to make sure nobody's left out. We appreciate you all because we're all in this together, and there's a lot of different fucking flavors on this channel. We're going to bring even more with horror shows, more fitness stuff, and who knows what's coming next with Russo brand as well. So all the crossover people, we appreciate you. And you'll see Vince Russo here soon in GGP spot, so it should be pretty cool. One New Yorker for another.
What happened? I was listening to Sal. I didn't hear what you said.
Anything else anybody want to add before we wrap it up?
Yeah, if you guys don't want to forget, just give us a donation. We won't forget it.
Yeah. Do your plugs. Where are you going to be?
Cool.
You fucking bookie monster.
That's right. Yum, yum, yum. Give me bookings. Fuck yeah. Let's see. 27th of August, I will be at NYWC at Tropics Nightclub. That's a Monday. It's an outdoor show. It's myself versus Matt Stryker. 15th of September, I will be in Deer Park for USA Pro's 25th anniversary show. It will be myself versus Francisco Ciazzo.
Enrico Palazzo,
yes. The 22nd, I'll be in Florida for Ronin. Will be myself versus Mike Orlando versus Mick Drake versus Alex Chamberlain for the championship. And then on the 23rd, I will be at Bumps and Brews, Mike Hawes' promotion out in California. Will be myself versus Douglas James, yes, friend of the show. And the 30th, I'll be back in New York for NYWC. Don't know who I'm wrestling, doesn't matter. I'll smack the shit out of them. Regardless of that fact, you can follow me on social media at Twitter at Greek God Papadon, on Facebook under Demetrius Papadon. My YouTube page is Greek God Papadon, and my Pro Wrestling Tee store is Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Papadon. To all the fans out there, thank you for making this a great year. To my Horseman brothers, I love you guys. Thank you for this. And to Uncle Vinny for giving us a platform. Thank you for the opportunity. You're not getting my spot, tough shit. And to all the fans out there, tweet us. Let us know what your favorite moments of the past year was, what your favorite botches were, run-ins, whatever the case may be. Just let us know what put a smile on your face and what entertained you over the last 12 months.
Beautiful.
And what you guys want to see in the upcoming months that's going to lie ahead.
Love it, man. Appreciate it. Get out there and see him, you guys. He's got mad dates. He's fucking booked like crazy through September. Show up and give him that Horseman love. Big Salah, what's going down, man?
Not a damn thing. We're just we're trying to produce some content for your channels, give you a little bit more. We had our own botch spot. We did a whole show, and the whole thing got fucked. So
awesome. My
producer, who is he's learning the way. He's kind of going the path. He's going the path of Stevie. He's one of the first. He's one of our first crossovers that we're trying. He's been converted to the Church of Stevie, which is more is coming on that, guys. So just look for that on Twitter.
Well, he did the awesome overlay that we have too for this channel now. So
Mr. Ben Ward is the maker of that, and so we did our first show, and it went our first show went like an hour and 45 minutes, and the whole thing was gone. It just didn't come out. Like his audio went through and his video was there, but that was it. So we're doing that. We're trying to get just get something for your channel because I'm wanting to be a part of that big time. We just recorded it. We're all set. We're looking forward to doing it. We cut it down to an hour and 10 minutes because we get boring, I'm sure.
No.
You're gonna get tired of.
You'd
tired
be
of hearing me
surprised.
talk.
We're on 2 hours and 45 minutes right now, and they'll still
Right,
be
'cause
with
there's
it.
four
Man.
of us talking, and that's how we are.
Yeah.
We can talk with each other for hours and not get bored with each other. But anyway, I don't have anything else. I don't have nothing coming up.
I'm sure we'll be a dynasty
I chose to
soon.
bow
enough.
out. I chose to bow out of the Diamonds Battle Royal. so I won't be doing that. But,
I would love to see you identify as a woman for one night only. But
Then
you can
relate
follow
with
him.
envy.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's not one night only. You can follow him at Dead No Save, and you can get him at ProWrestlingTees.com. SEG shirts for Sal E. Graziano. SEG shirts.
And the only other plug, if you guys do have actually any stories, scary stories you want to let us know, any movies you want to give us. Nothing. We're trying to stay off the mainstream. That is at the Horror Junkyard at protonmail.com. That is the CERN protonmail.com server, by the way. They created it. It is the most secure server on the planet. So that is Horror Junkyard, HORRORJUNKYARD at protonmail.com.
It's probably the most secure server on multiple planets and multiple universes, really.
Bing, 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 bing.
Big Stevie, cool, man. Good to be with you at Rocky Mountain Pro face-to-face again this weekend. What's going on next?
Yeah, same here. It was a great weekend. We have another show coming up. We, as in me. I'm driving alone. I can't bring the cats for some reason. So South Georgia again, go back to South Georgia. And I would assume that the match will not be as easy as it was with Al Snow. So it was. I was surprised Al wanted to run spots in Denver. Like we were running the international spot and everything in the opening. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, but then don't let them fucking fool you. Then they did 5 minutes of let me sit on the rope and let you in the ring, and I'll handshake you, and then we'll do something with the head, and then I'll let you in the ring and handshake you. So they fucking weren't spot festing out. So in the beginning. But
then the big bear hug came into play. I took a knee. I took a knee like an NFL player. I was like, I'm staying right here. So we got that. Also, September's pretty open, actually. We did have a Science Channel thing, but that's been canceled. So that's pretty open for me.
Science is at work.
Yeah. So I will be.
Have
I keep editing, not editing down, but extending the Ghost investigation at Capitol Theater. We just have to figure out a way to distribute the media to the people that have supported us. Try to figure that out.
Yeah.
The Giants thing will be a little bit more because we didn't get much on that, and that I still need the audio from Sal and Papadon, by the way. So if you can Dropbox that to
I
me.
thought I sent it to you.
I did. I sent that shit, man.
I never got it Dropbox to t4show@gmail.com. That was the Dropbox. I'll make a folder, send it to you, and that's where I need you guys to drop it. I'm sorry. So other than that, please follow me at Stevie Richards on Instagram, at BWStevie on Twitter, ProWrestlingTees.com/Stevie Richards. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel through StevieRichardsFitness.com. And as always, the 12-week resistance band training program, people like Lisa Torch, Justin French, ton of other people are getting results and really great. Big Ray, we mention him all the time. And I shot my very peaceful YouTube or my very peaceful commercial video that I'll be re-editing with voiceovers as well. So really cool stuff.
If you ever fantasized about seeing Stevie Richards shirtless in the middle of a river while doing resistance bands workouts, have I got a video for you?
Do you want? Maybe we should have Patreon and show my magnificently graceful jump to and from the rock.
That'd be strong.
My wife thought I was gonna just do like a Superfly splash onto the rock the way I almost landed.
Well, and then he walked off the river, walking across the actual top of the water to prove that he was
the red band. The red band video.
Stevie Christ superstar. Yeah, man, I don't know when the fuck I'm working next. It'll either be probably Dynasty or Crossfire, new Mark job, Hameen Media LLC, podcasting, wrestling, and possibly teaching college classes has got me at 80 hours a week from now until December. So if you see fucking Hacker Burnout, money. Yeah. So if you see Hacker Burnout and pissed off, you might not want to approach him on the streets because you might just get fucking double hooked and camel clutched out there. So it's going to be a crazy fall. I'm going to try and get some hunting in and kill something as well, just to get that tribal anger out that I need to. Sal, go ahead.
And you
Why
gotta
don't
say,
you kill a crowd like a Chris Envy booking?
wow.
You didn't see my last match at Rocky Mountain Pro. I did my best. So, I appreciate everybody at Rocky Mountain Pro for having us in their house. Again, I've said all my love and joy to you guys. It's prowrestlingtees.com/BinAmin/Greek God Poppin' On /SEG shirt /BWO Stevie, or no, /Stevie Richards. Or slash your throat, infidels. If you're not out there spreading the conspiracy horsemen to those who need to be awoke. And that's right, you're here with the cool kids at twitch.tv/conspiracy horsemen, or you're on the Realm Network at Russo Brand, or you're at hackerhameen.podbean.com, or hackerhameen on iTunes. I don't care. You can't escape us, infidels. We're everywhere. We're going to invade you, and there's nothing you can do about getting your ignorance out of the blocks right now when you truth seek with the conspiracy horsemen 1 year anniversary. Who's next? Y'all.